Hello, friends, fibersmiths, and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Hodgepodge Tavern. I'm your DM, Carl, and we are stepping through the portal to the infinite planes. Let's discover our forgotten memories. Alongside you, we have...
Hi,
To my left,
I'm Alex, and I literally have no idea who my character is. Let's do this.
and next to Alex, we have...
I am Philippe, and I'm hoping for a wizard.
Third, over in the corner there.
I'm Josh, and hoping to get a better wizard than Philippe.
And opposing me,
I'm Kim. That sounds like I was immediately against you.
Yeah. The anti-DM.
we'll find out.
And I'm up for anything.
In our corner on the other side,
Hi, I'm Kyle, and I'm hoping that I will not be the death of my entire team.
Really?
and finally adjacent to me on
Okay.
the other side.
Hi, I'm Monique, and everyone else stole the good lines.
Now, colours, let's stumble into the dark of it. So, first
I don't have anything on my character sheet.
You have nothing on your character sheet.
My character sheet's empty.
You can put your name on.
Oh no, mine is also empty.
Oh no!
What a coincidence.
So, Alex, as you awaken, the first thing that you notice is a dull heat bearing down on you. The cloth that clings to your body is moist, but you can feel it drying rapidly with the sweltering heat. You blink to try and focus your dry eyes, then the smell hits you. An overwhelming wave of rotten eggs, so strong that you can feel the taste lingering in the back of your throat. And as your vision clears, you see that you're surrounded by a vast hilly landscape, rocky outcrops with a strange red sheen jut from the slopes and valleys. A dark sky looms overhead, black as pitch, save for the faint red hue that pervades the landscape. Looking around, you see that behind where you sit is a river flowing with a gentle purple tinge, and a little further down the way you see what appears to be a fragmented and shattered pieces of wood along the shoreline. The river appears to be flowing quickly but silently. Barely 20 feet from you, you see what appears to be 7 other bodies strewn across the landscape. One of them is a gaunt, almost skeletal figure. Skin clings tightly to muscle and bone upon the body. Its brown hood and robes smouldering softly. A pouch by his side and a single copper key to their waist. Its face has sunken eyes and a lipless mouth bearing columns of crooked grey teeth. One of the other bodies, or what appears to be fragmented remains of one, lays closely to the first. Various fragments of greying flesh speck the ground, and 2 large tusks lay on the floor there, and a singed backpack rests nearby. The remaining bodies around you begin to stir, and the first that rises is a short to average masculine male, standing at 5'6", relatively young looking, mid to late 20s, a darkish brown, unimpressive hair, the beginnings of a beard, and green eyes that crinkle at the edges, with a brown-fitted button-down jacket and a hand-knitted robe draped over a shoulder, and simple brown shoes and trousers. The most out-there feature is a single protruding horn coming from the center of their forehead, and around their neck lies a simple golden ring attached to a chain. And I would like to present our first player character.
Woohoo!
Oh. That is...
Very dapper.
Is that me? Is that me?
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
And for those of you watching at home, you can see on your screen now as well, we've got this gorgeous artwork
That's
Look.
beautiful.
That's me. Oh my god, I got a horn.
Just one day.
Oh, you want to know who did the art?
Yeah.
By a creative lady named Dawn
Correct.
at Edgezeris on Instagram.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Very
this
cool.
is
Very
amazing.
talented
So
artist.
cool.
Yeah, really talented, right?
That is
And
beautiful.
big shout out to her because she did all of the portraits in like 18 days.
Oh wow.
Really?
So yeah, she's been working really hard.
She has
That's
been
hard going.
amazing. And she's worked with me fantastically throughout the entire process. Though, due to the time constraints, we have a couple of discrepancies with description. However, we're hopefully going to iron them out when it's a bit of a less of a time pressure.
So whoever
You're
made
so
my
beautiful.
character, could you not have given me 2 horns for symmetry?
I mean, this feels like such a Philippe character.
I'm only
Right.
joking. But is that at the center of, that's the center
That's
of the
at the
forehead?
center of their forehead.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And that is yours to keep.
Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna get.
You're so suave.
I am.
Mm,
This is
goodness.
not. This is the opposite of me.
Yeah, I made your character.
Yeah, that's why it's roleplay.
Yeah.
Of course.
As you look around, you see another figure rising. This one stands at 6'1", a fair-skinned individual with pointed ears and long flowing ginger hair. Soft blue eyes and a dark marking that resembles a linked chain around their neck. They appear masculine with a red scarf draped on their chest. Below it lies a golden locket, and they are dressed in a poofy blue tunic. Looking down their hands, you notice that their fingernails are completely black.
Ooh. We're having a little trouble with the DM cam, but
Yeah.
it will be back in a second.
Unfortunately, it seems to be going.
There we go.
Is
There
that?
we go.
Nope.
No.
Did I get the right image up there?
You did get the right
Okay.
image.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but I will.
Restart, maybe?
There's always going to be technical difficulties
This is
at
our
the beginning.
first stream.
First,
sorry,
first
Carl.
stream, everybody.
It's okay.
Everyone here.
First stream
That's
of everyone
correct.
here, though. That is
That's
right.
true, isn't it? No one else has done Twitch streaming?
No.
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 No streaming of any kind.
We're noobs.
Hello.
I may press the. I'll keep tapping the camera perhaps to keep it awake.
Interesting. It should be awake because it's plugged
Yeah.
in and everything.
You might have to open up.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Hey.
Do you want me
Where?
to put it on and you can continue?
Yes.
I just realised that now I know that this is a thing, I'm going to have to be really careful not to react
Oh,
to the
so
one
when
I
you see
create.
that you created.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
that's
good.
nice.
So I'm going to be
Good.
practicing my poker face.
So you're saying you didn't create Flick's
That is
character.
there for Josh.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, wow.
You're
That looks
beautiful,
both
Josh. You got.
beautiful
I
and
know,
natural.
Josh. Look at that hair. Nice.
Oh,
I feel like this was a cruel joke.
Gorgeous.
That's so
I'm
cool.
feeling some things here.
Charisma in that character, isn't there?
Does it
Lot
have
charm.
pointy ears?
Pointy ears.
Oh yeah.
Pointy ears.
Pointy ears and some sort of
Necklace.
Yeah. You can see a kind of locket thing on my necklace.
Yeah.
And I've got a tattooed chain around my neck. It's really mysterious.
Oh.
Is the premise of this explained anywhere? Is the premise of this explained anywhere?
So, next up, we have somebody with silvery purple skin, standing a dominating 6 feet tall, a long plunging red dress accented with a large brown waist belt with a small pouch attached. Large goat-like horns and protrude from their head, and golden earrings drape from their elongated ears. Red pupilless orbs for eyes, and a crow skull necklace hanging from her neck, with a golden choker and swept over white hair, and her eyebrow has a cut through it. And I would like to present.
God,
Oh my
Jesus,
God.
God.
Look
Look at that!
Oh my god.
Well, now I'm feeling other feelings.
I'm also feeling feelings.
That's so
my
cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Monique, you are so booby.
I know. Yeah, like, this can never be achieved in real life, so I am happy. Wow, that is incredible. She's incredible.
Holy shit.
She looks like a badass.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look
god.
at those eyes. Oof. I'm feeling very dainty. some serious glasses in our tune.
Glancing around further, you notice a slim, athletic figure with long, braided blonde hair, bands wrapped around their hands and a tight bodice, giving an almost masculine body shape. A feather protruding from their hair with soft blue eyes, a chain wrapped around their waist, and dangling from the chain is a tooth, a ring, an arrow flint, and a tiny vial with a small scroll rolled up inside. And a bundle of letters. And this is for you, Ken.
Let me just put that on the stream.
Someone made a monk.
Hey, wait a minute. What kind of... Are you assuming things here?
I mean, she definitely looks like a monk.
Those vibes. Oh my god, look at those muscles.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you mention the height of that character?
I did not mention the height
Okay,
of that character.
No worries, no worries. Because I think Monique's character is 6 foot tall.
Six
Yes.
foot tall.
Cool.
And there were some trinkets.
There's a lot of trinkets.
There were so many, like,
Yeah.
trinkets.
And letters, right?
They can't be made writing.
5'8".
Okay. Pretty decent. Ooh.
Next up, at a moderate 5'2", we have an individual with a narrow pointed nose and high cheekbones. Ash grey skin with blunted down metallic looking spikes covering the body. With a straight white hair cut in the shape of a bowl. Body wrapped in bandages with loose fitted black trousers. A slim but muscular build. A tattoo on their temple of a blue ribbon. And has a yet to heal etching of a sapling shoot protruding from it. Hanging from their hip is a small messenger bag. And this is for Kyle.
Oh my goodness me. What are those spikes?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
cool.
Oh wow.
Oh, white hair.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I love the shoulders.
These are so
Yeah.
well done.
Didn't know they
Like-
watched me in a weekend.
Little
Yeah.
fin.
I have to give props to Dawn. She finished that in 4 hours.
What?
Wow.
Oh, come
Oh
on.
my
It's insane.
god.
That's incredible.
Dawn is a hero. Oh my god.
Wow.
A proper hodgepodge hero.
Hodgepodge hero. Hodgepodge hero of the week.
Can I say minus points for not making me human? But I can live with this.
Do you have some kind of prejudice that we need to know about?
Hey, you're not an elf.
Yeah,
so
you could have been an
that's-
elf.
Yeah.
I was
You will
waiting.
find out.
Actually, we
I was waiting for the pointed ears.
We can't
like-
see the pointy
Yeah.
ears, can we?
Oh,
Get the
that's
bowl
true.
cut.
Might have mad pointy ears under the fair.
And finally, as you look down into the water, and sort of look down at your body, you realize that you are very, very short. Standing at 3 foot tall,
Halfway.
you have a green high-necked dress covered by a brown tunic strapped to a small effeminate frame. Green padded sleeves and shoulders adorned with a leaf pattern. Long brown hair with a single braid and a headband with a small piece of amber and a bone horn attached. Shockingly green eyes. You look down and your legs are covered in tattoos that give the impression that they're moving in a vine format. And from the left sleeve, you notice the letters CAM protruding out through your sleeve. And on your right arm, the letters DER seem to be poking out through the sleeve. And we have
Oh,
Alex's
that's
character.
So
Ooh.
oh, so cute. That's beautiful.
Is that horn part of the
headband.
headband? Okay.
She's so beautiful.
That's so sweet.
That's lush hair to rival yours.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We're
Imagine
gonna
the
be braiding each other's
babies
hair.
we'd have.
Brothers,
They'd be
sister.
very averagely
Oh.
heighted.
Yeah, they would be.
Cousins?
Cousins,
Brother,
sis-
sisters?
brother, sister.
Could they?
I don't
You
think
do
we're the
have-
same race.
Dragonfly-like wings
I was
protruding
gonna
out
say,
from the back.
she has wings.
Oh no, she's 3 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We forgot that.
Height. So maybe not a halfling, maybe a fair.
a fae.
Ooh. What?
Look at those. I
Someone
missed
went
that
out.
completely.
There's
I didn't even see those. Are you kidding me?
That's so
I wanted to keep the
Aw.
last thing for last, see if you noticed.
Oh, that's sweet.
Fairy?
I was already happy, but now I'm extra happy. Wow.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh my god.
What? Thank you so much. Like, what an amazing surprise for all of us.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, absolutely.
I would just like to point out that none of my characters, with the exception of Kim, because I can't keep a secret, knew that I was producing artwork for them. and
No, we did
commissioning
not.
them out.
We did
Yeah.
not.
No, this is
big
an
surprise.
amazing
This is
surprise.
Amazing, yeah.
Oh my god.
Happy new campaign, everyone.
Yeah.
And all
I
of
will
you,
endeavor to live.
Survive.
all of you have come too. As you check yourselves over, I can tell you anything you may have missed from my descriptions, but you all waken on the side of the purplish tinged river in a red landscape.
Everyone's awake.
Everyone's awake.
Gods below, I'm parched.
Who's that?
I'll deal with you in a second. I'm gonna get a drink.
And
Gods
as you-
below, I'm parched.
As you drink from the river, you forget waking up.
I probably wouldn't do that again if I was you.
Do what?
Never mind.
You were thirsty.
When?
Do it again.
Yeah. Quench your thirst.
Well, see, now I'm a little suspicious.
Don't mind them.
I will drink it with you. Do it again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I thought. What's going on? Why is it so hot here? Who are you?
I have no idea.
Who am I?
Do you all know each other?
Hardly. I
Ooh.
don't think so.
Where are we?
What is your name? And I
Excuse
look
me.
at the
Sorry.
you.
I'm.
What is
I'm-
your name?
Might get back to you on that one.
Yours?
I don't see why I should share it with you.
You?
I don't really know.
Neither do I.
Why don't we know our names?
Were there some other people washed up with us?
There were 2 bodies. One of them was in pieces. There's hunks of singed, burning flesh. The other one is washed up on the water. That is the one with the very gaunt skeletal figure draped in a robe. It is unmoving.
I'd like to go over and see if they know anything, if they're alive even.
And as you step over and gently nudge the body to try and jostle it awake, you get no response.
Well, there's one thing for sure, we're luckier than this guy.
I don't know about that.
what's that smell?
Yes.
It's like sulfur or something. It's familiar.
Hey, me.
I think it's
I wouldn't expect it to be this encompassing if it was one of us. What else do we have on us? Like,
So I'll run through everything again. So Kyle was asking, Kyle, the only thing that you have on yourself at the moment is a small sort of messenger bag draped around you. I'll go from my left here. Alex, the only thing that you have on you is a amulet. And the amulet has sort of like a scorch mark on it. And it is around your neck. Philippe, you only have like a necklace which has a small golden ring on it. Josh, you have nothing on you.
Thanks.
No, you do have you do have a locket around your neck as well.
Okay.
Oh, the locket.
Yeah, sorry.
I've already forgotten about that.
Kim, you have a small like chain around your waist, and on that chain, you have a tooth, a ring, an arrow flint, a tiny vial that contains a small scroll rolled up inside of it with a little stopper on top, and a bundle of letters that are wrapped in a sort of waterproof leather pouch.
Okay.
And Monique, you have a small belt pouch, like a small pouch attached to your belt, and a crow's skull necklace.
I look in the pouch.
As you look in the pouch, the only thing that you find in there is a leaflet for a musical showdown of the band The Crowns against Lich Astley and the Dutch Dusters.
Yes.
nice.
Amazing.
It is due to take place in the Smouldering Corpse Bar in Sigil.
And looking around us, is there anything else that could have...
There is a brown bag
Yeah.
next to the remains of the tusks of the smouldering flesh-like thing.
If I saw that while Kim's character was looking at the bodies, I would have perhaps pointed it out and just say, could you perhaps look at that bag and see what's in there?
I'll go and grab it.
While they're checking that, I will check my messenger bag.
Inside your messenger bag, you find a set, sort of like a little bundled up pouch. As you open up the pouch, you find a small vial of ink and some different kinds of quills and some rolled up parchments. It appears to be a calligrapher's kit. Etched on the side of it, you have a small blue ribbon, and on the bag is a crossed, like like an engraving of two quills crossed over.
What?
And I went.
It's just like,
It's made an enemy for life.
it's just an interesting symbol. Like,
It is interesting.
Is
I feel like
Is it now? It's a very interesting symbol. Can you repeat that, Adnate?
that's an interesting symbol.
What was the symbol, Josh?
It was crossed quills.
Two crossed quills?
Yes, two crossed
two
quills.
crossed quills.
Two crossed quills.
I say that
Etched
five times. Etched in gold, right? Yeah.
Etched in gold. I didn't remember that part.
Did you not?
I did not.
I made that up.
Yeah, they're actually gold. I'll make that official.
Etched in gold.
I'm
I
gonna,
just scratched it out.
I know, that's why I said do it.
I'm gonna go and grab the backpack. This is next to like the really broken up, shattered body, isn't it?
Yeah, this thing looks like something has blown it up.
Alright, I'm gonna step gingerly over this thing. Sorry, excuse me. I don't think he'll mind anymore. And pick up the backpack and kind of step gingerly back.
I'll go towards you to just see you doing it.
Well, you can open it.
Okay. And I just undo the straps and slowly open it.
And as you peer in, the bag appears significantly larger than it looks.
Ah.
Is that a bad Is it trapped?
No, it's...
Don't be so yellow.
It's a magical...
Oh! Alright, I'll have a look in.
And as you look in, you can see that the bag sort of bulges out quite significantly, and you sort of move your hand around it, and yeah, it seems larger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Like it's holding a lot?
Like it is holding a lot.
Okay.
I dare you to stick your hand in it.
This,
I'll get in. No?
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be... You just drank from a river, you just want to jump... No.
Well, how else will we know what's in there? Best way.
Turn it inside out.
How about we pull it out before we stick it in?
Okay. I don't know what came over me.
This is why we needed that little disclaimer at the beginning of the session.
How long was that?
There may be some body talk. Yeah.
I don't know who I am, but I know that some of these magical items can be dangerous.
Oh, pish bosh. They're fine. You said it wasn't trapped. I'll stick my hand in. And
so
can I feel stuff inside, or is
Yeah.
it like, do I have to summon it?
as you put your hand in, you can sort of feel things jumbling around, and you grab hold of the first thing. And the first thing that you pull out is a simply styled, but quite beautiful, blue backpack. As you sort of pull it out, the head of the bag sort of expands to match it. And you're pulling a bag out of a bag.
That is weird.
It's quite weird. And attached to the bag, on the back, you can see that there is a pan flute attached with a little ribbon, just to keep it in place in the backpack.
Is it a blue ribbon?
It is a blue ribbon
Connected to the bag that it's been pulled out. Or-
connected to the bag
yeah,
that's
yeah.
been pulled out.
It's gotta be theirs.
The bag, blue ribbon.
Blue ribbon.
Could be.
There's also a blue backpack.
I will feel the material of the ribbon on my messenger bag, or in my calligraphy set, and the material in the.
It does not feel the same.
But does the color the same shade
It's
of
a
blue?
different shade.
Different shade.
Also attached to it is a violin that is strapped on.
If it's being pulled out, I'm guessing you don't have enough hands to hold everything. I would try to grab it and just array it as it's being pulled out on the floor, so we can all.
On the bank or the shore.
Yeah.
That's good.
on a loose sort of hook almost, as it's sort of sheathed into it. You also find a rapier.
Is this also attached to the backpack?
This is attached to the backpack.
Oh.
So you've got a lute, like
Well
a pan
packed.
flute, and then like a little hole where the rapier gets sheathed.
Right.
And that's what comes out of that bag when you first pull the first thing out.
No.
How big is the backpack?
It's a moderate-sized backpack, for traveling around with.
So not.
I'll point
Not-
to
yeah.
our
Too big
fairy.
for-
Yeah, I'll point to our fairy friend. I don't think this one's yours.
Aww.
And I'll just, at a much more rapid pace, just start going through it and being like, sword, shield,
I'm
just like
doing my best.
just dumping them behind me.
I'm
as I
doing
go.
my best here.
Can I try and catch one as he's throwing them around?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be dodging.
If you would like to roll me a d20.
First roll.
Hey, first roll.
Let's go.
First roll. I
First
will
roll,
make
dice.
it a acrobatics check to try and grab it.
D20 is harder to get out of there than I expected.
Oh no!
That's a 1.
Good
That
start
is
to
an
the campaign.
inauspicious start.
I mean, there are no critical failures or critical successes in skill checks.
Is that right?
What?
That's
What?
I did not know.
What?
Your modifier for that
Yes, for
Ooh.
acrobatics.
That's true.
This is why I wanted
Yeah,
to catch
yeah.
is a +6.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Oh, monkey over there.
So that's
See
Yeah.
that
that's
happen.
gotta
Can
be
I try
proficiency, right?
to
That's
also
gonna be
catch
+4
these
plus
things?
proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Am I allowed?
Because you can't get +6 without.
That's true. That's true.
Would I just get bonked on the head automatically?
So, as
Not
the
level 1 at least.
as the bag, as the next bag is pulled out, which I will explain what it is in a minute, the blonde-haired, braided lady tries to sort of jump and almost catches it, but then continues on and almost does like a sort of cartwheel. So instead of grabbing hold of the bag, just ends up placing their hands instinctively on the floor and performs a cartwheel. The bag continues to fly, and you'll have to roll me for your attempt a disadvantaged acrobatics check. As the first attempt failed, and you're like, oh no, there's this bag and it's flying everywhere. So you have to go out.
Before this roll is made, may I, in my attempt to provide assistance, could I call on some magical force?
So as you charge forward and try to grab and channel some will into them, nothing happens. You just sort of grab hold of him, almost in a detrimental effect.
He already has disadvantage. I can't make it work.
That's why I'm
That's true.
Alright, I'm gonna roll.
well.
Oh,
bad.
14 and
Not bad.
17, so 14.
You have a +0 modifier in your acrobatics,
Very good.
but
It's good to know.
with a
Very good.
with the lowest one of 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that, you do manage to grab hold of it, and as you grab it and you look at it, you notice that this is a small green bag.
As in small.
It's
Small.
a very small green bag. On the outside, you see a tiny, almost sort of a foot, maybe less, in diameter,
It's like a
wooden
clothes
shield,
Yeah.
and it's very, very rustically made. It's as if somebody had, just carved it straight off. You've still got some branches and some twigs attached to it.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like, what, this big?
I'm weak.
Could be someone else's.
Yeah,
Perhaps a buckler.
be a buckler.
Someone's buckler.
Yeah.
It's a ring on someone else's.
Yeah.
So that's what's on the exterior of that bag.
So a green bag, small green bag with a tiny wooden shield. And I place it down and I just look towards our winged friend here.
You do also, there is also, again, in a similar sort of fashion with a tiny little hole, a rapier and a longbow is strapped to the back of it.
Is this a long bow or a long
It's a short
bow?
longbow.
So it's fashioned in the
In
shape
the
of a
same-
longbow, but for a
Yes.
3-foot
Yeah,
size
it's only
present.
about 3 foot long.
That is so adorable.
And as I see you catch that, I will shout over, oh, you're doing such a good job there. Can you see if you can grab something for me? Try and persuade to help. I mean,
Oh!
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
Catch
if you would
myself.
like to roll me
Of
a
course.
persuasion check. Your modifier.
Oh my god!
Another natural one.
At least you're getting all the bad ones out here.
Yeah.
Your modifier for that is a +4.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Good instinct.
I would just say something like, yeah, I'm already doing it. I'll continue.
Oh, carry on. Thanks.
As I'm rifling through my bag, is there anything?
So, as you grab this green bag and you have a look inside, you find a small wadded amount of leather armor. You also find in there a small chunk of amber and a pouch of incense and herbs.
Ooh.
That's the
Now,
second
how
chunk
well
of
did I
paper.
find these things? Did I investigate the bag well enough?
Did you have like
There's nothing hidden in this
That's
thing.
fine. Hey, I gotta ask.
You gotta ask.
It's a
you
good
gotta
try.
ask.
It's a
It's a
good
good
try.
try. An attempt was made. So they
Hey,
say.
friend, perhaps you could go a little bit slower so we don't break any of these items.
Oh, we gotta get this done, don't we? I want to see which one's mine. You've got one.
None of the rest of us
don't
know exactly what we have.
Okay.
What if
alright.
there's some sort of vial of acid or bag?
Right, think fast. And I'll just hoik one big motion and chuck the next backpack. This
The
guy.
next bag that you pull out is a very plain, simple bag. Just brown, practical, good for what it is. There's no adornishments. It's just a piece of cloth with an attachment over the top. And that is the only thing that's on
Nothing on the outside.
external of it.
I'll just place it down again. If someone feels like it goes with their garb or
I will approach it and open it.
As you open it, you look inside and you see a set of woodworking tools. And on the woodworking tools is a blue ribbon.
Does it match in texture and feel?
Yes, it does.
Feel?
did you say blue ribbon? Is it?
A blue ribbon.
Can everyone make their character sheets visible? That's alright. Just because then it'll help us in the character pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Because then
Oh,
it helps
sorry.
with like matching
course.
stuff to people
That's
and
true.
things.
Good show.
That's a good idea.
Because I was thinking like
Oh, yeah.
we've got a very fine blue.
Yeah, the see if it matches this fabric.
The one
the
on
first,
the-
the initial,
first bag.
The
yeah,
first one with
bag.
the hand flute and violin.
You do look slightly
Bluey.
like you might be
You're
a
good.
musician.
Maybe.
You've got that.
With my long
charisma
flowing
about
locks.
I think we're
Right, time to swap over the batteries. At this point, actually, I could tell you guys that we've had some chat.
Oh,
we've had some chat.
We have had some chat. We had a JDrew_2 say, woo! Love it. Carl Cam gone, and then I feel you, Josh, on the hair front.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's a few minutes ago, isn't
And,
it?
Thank you.
I can attest that that's my friend Jack, and
Nice.
he is also had no hair since like the age of 18.
I'm living the dream.
The camera
And then-
will come back on soon.
My mom has said, hi guys, sound is fabulous, cool pictures, and Jack has just laughed.
Thank you.
Hi, Mom.
There we go. Living the dream too, Jack says. It's fantastic. Jack actually helped us do audio stuff.
Nice.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Thank you.
Okay.
pointy, man.
Player cam should be back online now.
Yeah,
It
you're a
is.
very pointy man, aren't you?
Nose pointy, everything's pointy.
Pointy collar.
Yeah, pointy collar.
Pointy mustachey thing.
Everything's-
Sideburns. What are those called? I don't know.
It's kind of like the beginning of a moustache.
Yeah, but not
Inverse
quite.
But not.
mustache.
Yeah.
It's like a badly growing mustache.
But
So,
that's great.
as you inspect the blue bag,
Yep.
and you sort of feel the material of your clothes and you feel the material of the bag, and you sort of compare the colours, and they do appear to be a matching shade of blue.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Nice. I will put down the bag of holding. The bag that I'm holding, I should say. And yeah, I guess whoever's near me, I'll just say, well,
I will take over.
this one's a good fit. There you go. Whoop!
I will assist.
And I'll start rummaging through the blue backpack.
Okay. In the blue backpack, you also find a pouch inside there that contains various makeups, as well as a pair of fabric scissors, various scraps of cloth, and an additional dagger You might even suggest that the makeup and the fabrics and the scissors are potentially a disguise kit.
Okay. I think I might be fabulous. So I'm just going to play around with this for a while. So
Put that on a t-shirt. I think it might be fabulous.
You are also incredibly modest.
well, it's hard to be modest when you're just.
Oh, I was not making a sarcastic comment.
Oh.
That was a sarcastic comment.
Oh. Well, I'll be over here, I suppose, and I'm going to get my pan flute. And I'm going to see if I can play a little ditty.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
Okay. 15.
15. You have a +6 on your performance roll.
At level,
Whoa!
at level 1.
So with a 21, you pick up this pan flute and almost instinctively you sort of look at the different holes and you're like...
Nice.
Amazing.
I do enjoy the noises you're making, but perhaps we shouldn't attract any kind of attention at this
Oh, it's
point.
so pretty.
But I love attention.
And there
I
was
think.
another. There was the other instrument too. Try that one.
Oh!
I'm going to take out the other bag while this is happening.
Okay, as you rummage through the bag you are holding...
The holding
That
bag.
joke,
The holding
that
bag.
joke stretches.
The next thing that you pull out is a well-used and quickly repatched, almost as if they're just trying to make it practical rather than make it pretty, bag that contains sort of a small sort of pouch that you can quickly strap open. And held within are various small, sharp implements. And strapped onto the back is a hand axe.
And inside, if we just kind of have a quick peer inside.
As you look inside, you see that there is various traveling gears. There's a bedroll inside of it, various rations, and this is something that's common on all of
them, yeah.
all of the other bags. Is you have various rations, essentially the basic starting adventurers pack equipment in pretty much all of these bags.
Okay. And nothing else of note.
Nothing else of note in this one.
The sharp implements, do they look like surgical tools or do they look like lots of little daggers?
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Could I assist in this investigation?
You're looking through the other bags.
Oh,
It's slightly better than last time I got a 5.
So, you have a +1 in your investigation.
Okay.
So you have a 6. So as you're sort of looking through, you sort of jab your finger on the end of it. They don't look like daggers. They have a pointed end and some sort of feathery stuff on the back of them.
Darts?
Darts, right?
But you can't quite recall what they are.
I don't know.
We wouldn't
Can I-
recognize.
can
We
I
wouldn't
see?
recognize them.
Yeah, sure.
Like, is there anything on the end, or like, do they look tipped with anything, or?
They don't look like they're tipped with anything. But they are basically just small pointed things, almost as if you would throw them.
Yeah.
And I look at you and go, think fast.
Try and catch.
We'll roll that as a...
An attack roll, come on.
Yeah. If you want to roll me an attack roll, we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Do I get catch myself? Is that level 3?
If you were a
If I
monk.
were a monk.
Yeah.
14.
You have a +4, so that will be an 18.
Is this a martial?
Can you roll me another acrobatics to see if you can
I sure can.
grab it.
We're getting better.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a 9.
With your +6 would be a 15.
+6.
Yeah.
So as you throw it and they say think fast, you do have a bit of warning. So you do manage to like move out of the way. You don't quite grab it,
Okay, but at least I don't get jabbed with it.
but you don't get jabbed with it.
You're quick.
Barely quick enough.
You had a +4 on that roll. So make it
On a throne.
Yeah, beautiful.
A throne on a ranged. That's a good point, actually.
Attack.
And
The
having my
ranged.
bow on me.
Which would tell me.
I'm just going to quietly leave them to it, but I'm going to take out my bow. And
Yeah,
look at the dead body.
range
I
stuff
don't know
you
if
believe
I'm
that.
And I'm
proficient
just
or
going to
not.
take
Can
an
use
arrow and
strength
see if I
to
can... aim
But
for
with
the
darts?
which body are you
Darts
doing? The one that's
If you're
been
not
blown to
monk,
pieces, or
it
the one
would be
that's
strength, I
intact?
believe.
The one that's been blown to pieces,
Right.
does it have a foot I can aim
throw
for?
Oh, I
That's
can
the
just
foot
look
just
up
on its own.
my...
So I'm going to aim for the foot that's been blown away.
Oh.
Just while you guys are figuring
Yeah.
things out, I've taken an idea from this, so I'm
Finesse.
going to just see
So it could be either.
So it can be either.
if I can...
Should have thrown a rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. If you want to roll me an attack roll.
First,
Hey! That's a 20.
Natural 20.
You also have a +6 on that
Oh.
which kind of attack are you making?
with the longbow.
With a longbow.
Who are you aiming this at?
Oh,
The
a
foot.
blown apart foot over
okay,
in the
that's-
distance.
Kinder than what I did.
So it's just like you recall that thing. Really
So
good.
yeah, as you do it, you sort of pull the bowstring back almost effortlessly, as you've notched an arrow in there, and you have a lot of instinct with this. And you fire, and it hits the foot, and the foot goes flying into the air, and it swirls and twirls in the air from the amount of force that you've put behind this, and it lands in the river.
Ooh. No consequence of that, just it lands in the river.
It just lands in the river. It is a dead piece of flesh.
I feel like a chill
Oh.
watching it. I'm like,
I'll nudge you if you've got the dart,
Yeah.
and I'll sidle up with my violin, and I'll say, "Throw your dart, near or far. Just don't throw it in the river." And I'll give you a attempt to inspire you.
Okay.
Take one of these darts and kind
Is
of.
that something that I can do?
As you play this tune, you feel your hands just weaving magic through this lute, and you can feel it vibrating through your fingertips, and you feel invigorated. You feel like you could do anything.
I'm so charmed right now.
Does anyone feel like
You gain a D6 on anything for the next 10 minutes.
God,
as,
I'm really good at this.
as this is happening, does it like
Really are.
affect any of us? Does any of our spider senses kind of go, "Ooh, there's magic being cast," or is it not? Is it unaffectful?
You can try and roll me an Arcana check to see if this is a magical property.
Come on, -1, please. -1. -1.
9.
-1, please.
9.
-1.
You have
intelligence
a +5
Hey!
on that roll.
Whoever it is, I do love you.
With a 14, you feel, yeah, there's definitely something not unnatural about it, but definitely not something mundane. You don't feel like the music alone would have that effect.
Yeah. So it makes sense that
could still
something
be a
else is
plus.
happening.
Yes.
Could still be a +3.
Because there's proficiency +2.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. Ooh, can I like hold the dart in my hand, like weight it down? Is there something that I could use as target practice?
Yes, you could. I will go and do the next bag for a second.
Oh, okay, of course. Sorry. Jumping
So
the
as
gun.
you're rummaging through the bag, the next thing that you pull out is a beautifully decorated red bag. On it, you see a small, like, little pouch, and out the top of this little sort of compartment on the side of the bag, you see a sort of the tip of a flute. You also find attached to it a lute.
Oh.
Something I did forget to mention, apologies, on the patchwork bag,
Yeah.
there is also a lyre on that.
Oh.
Got a very musical group.
So this was a red bag,
Start
was it?
band.
There was a gig flyer.
This is
Very
a red
beautifully
bag.
decorated.
Are we?
It's a
Are we?
beautiful red
Yeah.
bag.
Are we Glitch Astley and the what's
I
this?
will
Oh my god.
go over and start looking through the bag.
Because
we
you look like
Can
fans.
I-
Yeah.
Can I, before this random lady, as she takes the bag, can I hold it and try and keep it?
As in, you're trying to prevent them from taking the bag.
Yes.
So kindly hand it over.
Tug it.
Oh no, I'm not going to pull it. No, but I will try and persuade. to...
Are you trying to persuade him to give it?
Well,
up?
I've already.
You've done that.
Yeah, I think. Well, I would try and persuade.
Indulge me.
I don't think you want to fight with me. And as I say that, I stand up really tall. Because how tall are you?
I was medium-sized.
You.
5'8".
Pretty tall.
So 6 foot is a
Yeah.
bit of a difference.
No, you were 5'2".
Yeah,
5'8"
too.
was.
I was
you're
5'8".
right. You're right. I
And
misspelled.
you're 6 foot, right?
Yeah. So I
And I'm 6'1".
stand
Oh, that's
stand
quite a
up
difference.
straight,
We would make a fucking awesome band, though.
kind of roll my shoulders back, run a hand along my horn, one of my horns. Do you want to try this?
Please, let's remain civil.
Hey, leave them alone.
Yes. Let's. You want it? Take it. I do this as almost like extending my whole body away from her.
I'm not sure you're worth the fight.
I think you're delaying.
And well, I was trying to intimidate you. That was my.
Hiding zero.
Well, yeah.
It is.
That's fine. Would you like to do an intimidation roll?
That's all right. And then
As this is happening, I want to just be slowly like building some dramatic tension music and like try and give you an inspiration.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're
Is that
not
D6?
helping.
It's a D6.
But it is fun.
Oh my god, another natural one!
What is going
But I did
on?
get 6. I did get a 6.
My talent is wasted.
So, your intimidation, you have a +4.
This is surprising.
So you've got +4. Did you roll a D6 on top
I did,
of
so I
that?
got a 6. So that's an 11.
So an 11.
It's not great.
Still pretty decent with it.
Roll me
That's pretty good for a 1.
roll me an insight check. Just to do it as a sort of contested roll.
Whoa.
15.
16.
16. You have...
Wisdom. Fine. Not what I wanted, but it's fine.
I will get to it.
I've made a slight error here. I have not printed off your character sheet.
Do you need something? You need a phone or a laptop or something, don't you?
Yes. I will need...
Do you want to use the DM cam for a sec? The phone.
You can take a quick.
We'll look it up.
Yes, I can. I will just very quickly take it down. Sorry, this is very unprofessional.
I've got
but,
a tablet if you wanted to borrow.
yes,
If you think you
I
can
could
access
do.
what
I
you
need to
need.
get to Google Drive, so.
Yep.
I knew I was missing one.
We'll do
What
some-
an unprepared DM! How dare you!
Oh, very dare I.
This is super, super interesting.
Yeah.
There's so many
you
musical
go.
instruments.
That's Google Drive, so if you just
There's
log
too
yourself
many.
in.
But how could it?
Yeah, Kim made an interesting point. Kim was like, "Oh, are we the band
But then,
for the gig ticket?"
how could it have been coordinated?
I know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because we all didn't know what we were
Yeah.
making for
If
other
we're a
people.
band, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
definitely on like a little tambourine or something. I'm like,
Mm.
I'm Jerry, the bass player.
trying to lift it. Can I do a strength check
could
to
be
lift the
the-
tambourine?
It could be the cowbell. The
There are no
cowbell.
tambourines, I'm afraid.
It's cowbell.
Cowbell. More cowbell. I can always give you more
Maybe
cowbell.
you're the singer.
Maybe.
Cute little front man. Your little wings. Be super cute.
That would be cute. I haven't tried to fly yet.
That's true. Has everyone got a bag now?
I think
There
we
is
should all
still
have
one missing.
Oh, no.
No, there's still
the potential not wizard does not yet have a
Oh,
bag.
that's true.
Well, we think this bag is Monique's, right? The
Yeah, because it
decorated
looks
red
beautiful,
bag.
which potentially goes with the garb. That is also very beautiful.
We haven't figured out who the patchwork one and the simple brown one with the blue ribbon.
I think the patchwork one is mine,
Okay.
and I think the first bag is
The
Josh's
simply
Yeah.
blue, yeah.
The simple blue one is.
Oh, no, but there was that. You think that's yours?
yeah,
with the blue
it
ribbon.
matches the blue ribbon in my messenger bag.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
plain,
Oh,
the
it
plain
did,
one.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Plain blue.
plain
Mine's fancy blue.
Interesting.
So much
if,
There's a
I,
lot of blue.
Yeah,
if I was a monk, I would expect to see a quarterstaff somewhere. You know,
maybe
Not necessarily.
given though.
an
You
extended.
can
one.
have
I
different, you
haven't
can have
looked in
different
my
monk
bag.
weapons
You
though.
have to take this. I
That's true.
apologise. It's got
That's
two-step
okay. Let me
verification.
just take it offline. Hold on, so I don't get the.
Okay.
You good?
So they don't just see behind the DM screen.
Yeah. Or like a weird.
So,
thing of Carl's
so we've
face.
got, just to double check, we've got the simply styled blue bag
Yeah.
belongs to our potentially
Not simple,
bard. It was simply
Simply styled.
Simply
but
styled.
simply
beautiful.
But
Yeah.
beautiful.
So that's
Bag. With
Yours?
three
with
instruments.
many instruments and a rapier.
Yeah.
Oh, and the
Two
fabric,
instruments.
scissors, and the makeup
Fabric,
and
scissors.
everything. Yeah.
Then we've got a very small green bag with a tiny wooden shield, rustically made,
And a rapier.
a rapier longbow,
And I've got a
leather
rapier as well.
gear, incense, and amber.
And herbs. Are there 11?
Maybe.
Am I the colonel?
Oh,
You just,
okay.
It's actually just a
okay.
ginger wig.
Okay, fine, that's good. That's allowed. Then we've got a plain, simple bag, very practical, with woodworking tools and a blue ribbon that belongs to our spiked friend.
Ostensibly.
Possibly. Most likely.
And we've got a well-used and repatched bag with a side pouch that is easily accessible with small sharp instruments with feathers, a hand axe,
Oh, I wonder
a
if the
lyre as well, right?
feather- Yes.
Mm-hmm. And a traveling kit, which all bags seem to contain. And the last one is a beautiful red bag with a flute and a lute,
Yeah.
but no weapons. Is that right?
No weapons yet.
we
we
haven't
haven't gone through
We
that.
haven't
into
opened
it
it.
yet.
Ah, of course, because
Okay,
you
so
are
it's-
fighting over it. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
We can pop the camera back on.
And now we have to
Yeah, yeah.
literally fight over it. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
If I
Just
borrow
giving me
this
tug
one,
of war.
Josh.
No, that's the next
You mind
step.
if I borrow
This
this
is
one?
Yeah,
get
go
through
for
as
it.
many skills as possible.
True. Very true.
A little bit to the right.
No, more towards
There we go.
Yep.
the
Perfect.
red boy. Perfect.
There we go.
Thank you for bearing with us.
Thank you for bearing with us.
viewers.
Your insight roll, you have a +5 on your roll.
Oh boy.
Hey!
So what did
All
you
right.
roll?
There's some wisdom in
16
there.
total.
You saw straight
Plus
through me.
3.
Oh, insight.
Yes.
Potentially.
Okay.
You are not intimidated.
Plus 5 or plus 3.
Yeah.
Right.
I will
You may
Not-
not be.
say it's a good attempt, but
proficient.
are you actually going to try?
Fine. And I will grab, like if there's an arm of the bag, like the top of the bag, and pull.
Are you
I am
attempting
contesting.
to resist? In which case we will do a contested strength athletics check. If you would like to
Nice.
roll me a d20, I will give you your modifiers shortly.
You go first.
12.
9. I am not doing well today.
So, you have a +0 on your modifier, and there is a
It's athletics.
+1 for you. Yes, athletics.
Plus
That
1.
was for athletics.
Yes. So you try to grab it, and it holds fast.
Come on, it's clearly mine.
I let go.
There you go.
Thanks.
Is
By
it-
process of elimination.
Well, someone's still missing a bag.
is there anything else in the...
I do not think so. I think we are all finished.
I'll double check if you don't mind.
And I will.
Actually, I'll do try to see if he's lying.
Oh,
If they're lying.
Yes. Roll me
That's
an
true.
insight check.
It might be empty.
Natural
Hey.
18.
18.
Woohoo.
Can I try to? Oh, I
You
wouldn't
can
read it
try
now.
to deceive.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. 16.
Oh no.
Okay. Your insight, you have a +2,
Nice.
and your deception is a +0.
0.
So, what was everyone's rolls?
18.
18,
20. Not, dirty 20.
dirty 20. And that was less from Kyle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's definitely something left in there.
Very funny. If I could perhaps have a look.
I am amused. And I give you
I am
the,
happy.
the bag that holds the bags.
And just to keep you waiting in anticipation, as you open the red bag,
God damn.
Yes.
the beautifully decorated red bag has on its exterior a lute and a flute. You also notice on its exterior there is a rapier. And as you look inside the bag, you find 3 outfits of differing colours and styles. And each of them has a sort of badge sewn into the arm of each of them. Also, in the bag is a very sweet smell and a letter held in the bottom.
Read the unroll the letter.
As you unroll the letter and you read it, it is written in common. So you understand common.
I assume all these conversations are happening in
Yeah.
common.
All of them are happening.
But you know how to read.
Oh.
But you don't have to read.
That's actually quite important.
And the note reads, "You're all I think about. You're all I think about. I actually had a dream about you. I gave you a hand massage. I can't wait to see you at your next show."
Is this a fan letter? Oh my god, that's amazing.
This is definitely the person that killed you.
You were like, I'm not interested. You were like, "Ah."
We'll be together forever.
I'm just gonna you see kind of a
The grimace.
on my face, and I would just roll it
Can I
away.
take this opportunity before she rolls away? Can I see if I can fly with my little wings? And
Yes, you can certainly try and fly.
I'm feeling nosy, and I just wanted to look over the shoulder and see what's it say.
Aw.
So as you sort of fly, you sort of hover forwards and you go up. You have 30 feet of flying speed.
Woo!
Gosh. Oh my
That's
god.
exciting.
That is very helpful. Very good.
She is immediately the most overpowered character.
Was I quick
In
enough
some
to
senses,
zip
for sure.
round? Was I agile enough to before she put the letter away?
I will try and hide it.
If you're trying to hide it, do me a sleight of hand check. You can try and do me a perception check. So, the sleight of hand is a +4, and the perception check is a +2.
It's 15 for me.
So that's only 13.
13. So you managed to hide this thing away, stuff it back in the bag.
Kind of give you a wry smile.
Again, in your bag you have the usual stuff. As you have a look, you notice that there were 3 badges,
Yes.
sort of patches that were sewn onto the arms of the costumes. Can you also do me a perception check for me? Your perception modifier is a +0.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Hey.
You look down at these patches and then you sort of look up and sort of look around and you notice that everyone has a patch sewn into their clothing in some sort of persuasion. And I have an little accessory.
Oh god.
Frozen?
All the stops. All the stops. All the stops. All
It's
the
nice
stops.
being able to play in person.
Full
again.
amount.
Yeah.
So you'll have to bear with me a second because I have to find everyone's corresponding ones.
Would you have pointed it out to us that we have this Monique?
No.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so just Monique's badges then.
Oh no, sorry.
No, that's
I don't think.
brilliant.
I think I would be like.
Oh no, I mean that if you notice that we have badges, you wouldn't mention it either.
No.
Okay,
I don't know who you are.
that's fair enough.
Yeah,
That's very smart.
these weird ass people.
I know. We're all completely different. Like,
But we might notice anyway.
Yeah.
If we all
At
notice
some point.
that we have, everyone has a badge on.
I'm literally shirtless.
You are.
Well,
I
look
mean, you've
at
got
this.
wrappings on, haven't you?
You can pin it into your skin. You can wear it like a little brooch in your hair.
On the trousers.
You can have it as a boob tube.
you've got spikes. Your skin could be so tough that you can literally pin it onto
Yeah,
your
true.
skin.
Can you pass these to the ends of your corresponding sides, please?
So
Stops at me.
stops here.
Yeah.
Yeah, stops here.
Stops here.
Corresponding sides. So
Yeah.
you've got
Oh,
three.
okay.
It's just a bit
Oh,
wonky.
I see,
It's all
okay.
tiny bit wonky, but yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
We got the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I would have
Just
done this.
If you could pass that
We
to
are-
Philippe for me.
Definitely in a band. I believe it in my soul. I think we are a bluegrass band, and
Like
I
that,
mean
right?
our symbols match here. Have you got matching symbols? Everyone got matching symbols? Yours are a little different.
I'm just like searching myself.
Hang on. Yours looks the same as mine.
But different from mine.
You're different.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure. I mean, if you want to be on the losing team, but so
I think that means we have to stick together.
I think so too.
There's no reason to believe that we are in
Here's
opposing
your badge.
teams.
We should be careful of this one.
Oh wow.
Of course not, friend.
This one is for Kyle.
Oh, is that a freaking serpent? Is that?
It's like a flying serpent.
This
that's
is
what
on
it
your
says.
clothes that you're wearing right now.
Oh my gosh!
However, these three are the ones that you wear on. You have on your other pieces of clothing.
That is amazing,
So
Carl.
we don't know about the secret hidden badges.
Okay, okay.
Oh
No.
Don't show
You
them.
haven't
I'm not showing
inspected your own clothing a great deal.
It's a moon.
It's a moon.
And a
the sun.
sun.
Yeah, it's
It kind of looks like a turtle,
Moon and sun.
but it's not.
Also, everyone's got different ones except for the two of us.
Yes, so you're part of the same whatever this is.
Interesting.
Are they sewn
Yes, they're sewn in
onto our clothes?
onto
Do
your
we
clothes.
look? Do we look alike?
I mean,
No.
I mean, your ears are rather stubby,
Actually,
so
that's true. My ears are
they
quite
don't
round.
have this sort of natural grace.
The elegance.
Yeah.
And you are not as half fit looking as her.
Well, I mean, I haven't taken my shirt off yet. You never know.
I do feel.
I'm gonna look under my shirt.
Strong, actually.
Am I buff under my shirt? If I look at.
No.
Ooh. Pretty good.
You've got.
Oh yeah,
sort
can
of
I roll
like a-
deception for that?
Yeah, you can roll a deception if you're actually trying to make it.
Yeah,
seem-
yeah.
Oh,
13.
I can
13?
roll inside.
Yeah, whoever wants
Yes,
to
yes, yes,
determine
yes.
if he's lying or
Oh,
not,
right.
I'm
you
rolling.
can do me an insight check.
I'm too busy with my bag.
Okay.
Do I have
So-
a +4 or +6?
Oh, yes, my bad.
Oh.
He's like,
So there's so many character sheets I have to do this one.
Yeah.
You're doing
Uh,
amazing.
Your deception is a +4.
Okay.
Good to know.
Okay. So, Alex, your insight is a
So I'm charming, but not devious.
+4.
Oh.
I got an 11 plus.
11 plus +5.
Ooh.
I got a 6.
A 6. Your insight is a +4.
Ooh. Ooh. Now I'm confused.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on.
have a 0 perception, but a +4 insight.
I think you have a +2 in insight. Apologies, I may have
Oh no,
misread
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
I was like, otherwise this is double
And
proficiency.
are you rolling an insight or
I know my insight.
you know your insight? Perfect.
Oh yeah.
So, as you finally look down into the bag, you find held within is a very small sort of. It's not even a bag. It's more sort of like a pouch.
Satchel?
Yeah, a satchel. There you go. A reasonable sized satchel. Inside the satchel is a spell book with some loose parchment containing some scribbled out notes and some scrawled words. They've sort of been written and then scratched out and then written and then scratched out.
And if I look in the spellbook, can I read it?
Yes, you can read your spell book.
Okay.
What spells are on there?
What spells are held within?
If you want to send me a list, I don't mind.
I can tell you what it is.
Nice.
In fact, with the exception, I think, of one spell, I actually have little cards for you.
Oh, what did you
Oh
get
my
on
gosh,
your
thank you.
deception again in total?
4.
Oh,
Actually, that
okay.
top one isn't there, I
So
don't think.
I
Is that a
believe
minor
you.
illusion?
Like-
Yeah, that was not.
Oh, I've got a total of 17.
Oh, 17.
No, is that actually? I think I've mixed up some of the
So I've got a
spells.
+4.
I'll let you
My
know.
bad.
No, that's fine.
So I got a 16, so I do think you're buff under there.
Me too. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's like, wow.
Okay. I mean, if he says so.
Could be your half brother there.
Well, I'll wait. Just a confirmation. Just to make sure. But I'm sure they will be great.
And you get into weird questions of if you've both forgotten who you are.
That's for the
You are missing two
OnlyFans.
spells from there.
That's some real trigger warning stuff there.
The two spells that you are missing are, when you're ready,
Yep.
Lightning Lure as a cantrip,
Mm-hmm.
and Tasha's Caustic Brew as a first level spell.
Huh.
Someone went out of Player's Handbook.
Yeah.
I love lightning blue.
It is pretty cool.
Good spell then.
Happy?
I am happy. I am very happy. Whoever
we-
made my tang.
Is
I
now a
owe
good
you
time
a
for a
chocolate.
break?
You could if you're ready for one.
I think we've opened up all of the bags, so that's probably a reasonable place to cause a break.
All right. Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a short break now. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes. We're just going to have a little rest, but we do have some stuff for you on the screen, which we'll put up now.
And in the meantime, while we're having a break, we're gonna hear from our sponsor,
Yes, we're going to hear from our sponsors.
which is hilarious because that's me. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. This is absolutely a trial and error thing. But anyway, hi. I'm Kim. You may know me as Kim Smith Happy all over the interwebs. And I run an ethical wool store near Bristol. And it's called Alternate Universe. And I'm all warm and thinking about all the technical things. But anyway, on my YouTube channel, Kim Smith Happy, I sometimes do podcasts, and that's something that everyone seems to love and something that we want to get back into. And it's a video podcast where I show what I'm working on and things in the store that we're getting up to and things like that. Some of you may be thinking that knitting and D&D, why do they go together? But actually they're both incredibly creative pursuits. And I have a lot of friends that do both. And I'm hoping by sponsoring our home game that we would usually be playing and putting it online, it'll encourage people to make that crossover more. And also we want more D&D nerds in the shop because they're always the best and the most fun, and we have the best conversations with them. So I have a couple of things to share with you today. I am busy working on a crocheted little jumper. So here it is. This is called the Torocco Sweater by Nomad Stitches, I believe that's her name. I'm using yarn, some of which is from the shop and some of which isn't. I've got these two colors here are Pixie Yarn. Lovely Sophie is a local dyer and she lives just on the road, and she's quite nerdy too, and her hubby is a little nerdy. And we always have nice chats, but this is so lovely. It's crochet, but it's using a center single crochet, which is something that I had never tried before. But anyway, this is super, super beautiful. And I am almost at the point where I'm gonna cast off because it's a crop. It's gonna be a crop. So it's finally covered my boobs, which is great. And then we're gonna have a little bit of a rib, and it'd be perfect with high-waisted things, or in the summer, the spring when you want something cool. So yeah, this was actually started as a knit along with my knit group. Every Sunday in store, we do Sunday knitting nights, and that's nights with a K, knitting nights. And they did a sort of make along where we all did a color work type jumper, which was wonderful. But I'm super slow, like the slowest knitter in the world, and crocheter apparently. So I am finally getting that done after like almost 2 years of it being cast on. There's no shame here if you've got multiple projects or it takes you super long to complete a project. It just means that you get to appreciate it longer. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna go into this bag here so there will be some crinkles. But I want to show you guys a new yarn that we have in the shop. It's new to us. It's new pretty much to most wholesalers that are having it. It's a John Arbin. So we've got Yarnadelic here. And John Arbin only wholesale to select few people because they're a small mill in Devon. And this one, talking about nerdy people, the guy John Arbin, who runs the mill and fixes up vintage machinery, he is a music nerd, and this yarn was inspired by old records. So I don't know how well you can see this, but the way that it is made is that the colors have been blended together. They call it like dry mixing. So the colors have been blended together in tops like this. For those of you who don't do any knitting or spinning or whatever, this is what it looks like before it turns into yarn. And then you spin it on a spinning wheel, and then it looks like this. I'm definitely going to have to change this camera angle, I think, for these little podcasts, because this isn't the best. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. My main concern was like getting this all up and running. So yeah, it's been a hectic hectic month trying to get this all together. But so this is what the yarn looks like, and this is what the yarn that I spun looks like, which is slightly different. I'm not sure if you can tell like the different colors there. The lighting in here is very is not natural, so it might not be showing up the best. But I tried to spin this going along here to try and get different pops of color, different chunks of color, and I think it does work. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the spinning turned out, and it's fun to see them all together in their different iterations here. So anyway, this stuff, this John Arbin, the fiber and the yarn is both available in our shop. We're super excited about it. And actually, for my birthday, Carl made me a homemade felted dice tray. And all of this fiber in here is from John Arbin as well. So you've got the different colors there. I don't know how well you can see, but there's lots of little pops there. And each one of these little symbols here that Carl felted in is something to do with a previous character that I've had in D&D. So the mixing of both worlds there. So yeah, so this one here is supposed to be like a table leg with nails in it. Actually, I think we have Rumble Thump somewhere, which I can use to show you. So we just finished a 3-year-long campaign called Blood and Byzanter, which we actually have recordings of some of it, but we've never put it online or edited it. But this was my weapon that I made for cosplay for that character. So there's the inspiration behind that one. And then this one here is a ribbon wrappings, which was my first character that I ever made was a monk. Actually looks suspiciously similar to the character that I was just given. And then we have a drum, which was a character that I played in a like ancient Greece kind of mythology-esque campaign, which is super fun. He was a bard, but he did all the drums. And then this one here is supposed to be an anvil. I mean, for someone who had never felted before, I think Carl did an incredible job getting any semblance of shape on there. And then anvil was for a campaign that Philippe DM'd, and I was a very grumpy dwarf called Godfrey. So this has got lots of good memories, and it's what I'm rolling for Forgotten Memories. It's nice and soft and quiet, so you won't get big dice clacky sounds. Yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to say today. We're working super hard over here, and it is just a slow season. So if you or anyone you know likes knitting or you want to start knitting, please get in touch. We do classes and stuff in store. You can pop along. We are halfway between Bristol and Weston on the A370 if you're in the local area. And if you're not, we have an online store and we ship worldwide. So please check us out. You may notice some nerdy D&D themed colorway names in some of the yarn and fiber on the website. And we will be endeavoring to bring you some more fun D&D merchy type stuff in the following days. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for allowing me to do this 10-minute ad spot so that I can say that this is work. I'm gonna go and get myself some more water and then bring everyone back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. This is the awkward moment where I'm like, how does this work? There we go. And the audio.
And welcome back. I hope you had a lovely break, grabbed yourself some more snacks and drinks, and we'll resume from where we left off. So, Philippe, you have a spell book.
I got a spell book. And there's plenty of spells, plenty of nice spells in there.
And you've got a few good spells in there.
I'm very much happy.
As you put your hand into your satchel, again, you have all of the basic traveling equipment, a couple of pieces of rations and stuff in there, but the bag that you are holding does not seem to have anything else left in it.
Looking at my particular bag, and as I look through the book and all the notes and everything like that, is there... I really want to investigate it properly and see if there's any initials or crests, anything that could potentially, maybe the book itself as my signature or return to if found. Just in case.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check to try and decipher some of these scrawlings.
Natural 7.
7. Your investigation modifier is a +3.
Okay.
Oh.
And as you look through it, it's kind of hard to, decipher, from the scribblings and the scrawlings. What you do notice, sort of just on the inside of the book, in sort of like the corner, you can see DM.
DM.
You're the DM.
Dungeon master.
Dungeon Meowster.
This locket thing that I have, is it openable?
Yeah. So as you
Open it.
as you check it out, and you try to sort of fiddle around with your locket, inside the locket, you see that there is a small portrait depicting a middling-aged woman with pointed ears, a kind-looking older man with rounded ears, and a younger child looking to be maybe sort of teenage years, and holding in the hand of the small child, you see what you saw in your own reflection. You believe that you yourself are holding the hand of this child.
Okay. Something of a family portrait. And I assume the child has the same slightly pointy ears as me?
Slightly pointed ears.
Okay.
Can I try and stealth my way behind to take a peek? Can I try and stealth my way behind him and take a peek without being noticed?
Yes, if you would like to roll me a... Actually, you're investigating this. Your passive perception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Your
That's
passive perception is 14.
14. Okay.
Your stealth, your modifier on your stealth
Has to be good.
is on here.
It's at least a +11.
Absolutely.
Your stealth is a +6.
I'm a god.
you're sneaky.
A stealth god.
Okay.
And that's a 10, by the way.
10 in total. So you try and sneak up behind to have a look in this sort of locket over the shoulder. However, Josh, you notice that the pointy-skinned individual is sort of slowly trying to sidle up and peek over your shoulder. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pretend that I don't notice, and I'm going to just say, "Oh, who's that handsome fellow there?" And as I'm doing it, I'm gonna try and. I assume my locket is slightly shiny. I'm gonna see if I can catch the reflection of this guy over my shoulder,
Yeah.
and then just sort of say, I wonder who that woman is, and the man, he's got rounded ears. And then I'm just going to turn around and go, gotcha!
I will jump back. You have good senses.
I have long ears.
So you do. Your parent does not, though.
No. One of them,
If that is who they are.
I assume they look a bit like me, and this other child looks like me. Is the other child male or female?
The child is male.
What do you think? Resemblance?
A resemblance exists, certainly.
Oh. Mum and dad and baby brother?
Perhaps you are quite the adventurous young man.
Well, I certainly led a busy life. I'll close it up. And, where are we? Does anybody know? Because this seems jolly unpleasant, I have to say.
Have memories of this place?
You have no memories of this place.
Can I take this opportunity to just zip up just above everyone's height and just kind of
Look around.
look around, see what I can see?
Okay. So as you look around, what you do notice is the landscape, all of the ground and the rocks, they have like a dull red hue. Almost everything, like even the natural existence of this place is red.
And from this height.
And from this height, as you look around, you can see out towards the northeast is a mountain range. There seems to be one mountain that sort of pops up in the middle of the horizon of everywhere. And a little further beyond that, you're not quite sure the distance. As you sort of look, it almost feels as if it's moving closer and further away at the same time. A little further away, you can certainly tell it's further away than this mountain. Not sure, again, how far. It's probably one of the few things that aren't red. You see a giant grey sort of monolith, cube shaped in grey to the northeast. To the southeast, you see a huge pit, and the pit itself feels like it might be even moving. Beyond that pit, you see a giant head, its mouth agape, its face elongated. It seems to be carved out of the wall. It's got small horns that sort of point itself backwards. The skin color of this head appears to be red, resembling all of the features of all of the mountains and hills. And the gaping maw appears to be a tunnel of some persuasion. To the southwest, you see a large tower erected. Again, this is a slightly different color. It's not the same red. It's almost the sort of blackish color. There are no windows on this tower. It just seems to protrude up out of nowhere. Directly to your east, in the very, very far distance, you can't really make out many details, but on the top of this sort of column appears to be a sort of domed top. To the northwest, you see various ruins, remnants of what could potentially have been buildings at some point, but they are in such a state of disrepair. And directly to the north, you see a large iron castle with a wall surrounding the outskirts of it. This appears to be the furthest thing away from you. But again, it's hard to tell. It's sort of flashing between being closer and further away from you.
The giant head with the horns and the open mouth, do I recognise what this, what creature this is based on?
Yeah, roll me a nature check. Your modifier for that is 0.
Oh. That'll be 18.
An 18. You get a sort of nagging feeling in the back of your head. You sort of look at it and you see its features, and they're very intricately carved. It's something that you've never seen, but you feel like maybe you've heard a story or a tale, that maybe even read in a book or something. You can't quite place where, but you get the feeling that this head is very reptilian and almost, what's the term, maybe draconic in its features.
Can everyone else see this, or does my height?
Your height allows you to see it a bit more readily. In the distance, people on the ground can kind of see it, but the hills kind of make it harder. You might see the tip of one of these things.
Yeah. So I'm going to just descend down and share what I've seen with the group.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know what any of these things are? I don't recognise this place at all. I have no memory of ever being here before.
No,
I'm happy I have this bag back. I feel strangely happy to see it again, but I don't know why.
I don't believe so.
Can I inspect my tools to see if, being inspired by my more intelligent colleague, see if there is any initials or names on my tool kits?
So as you look around and sort of check them over, there are no names, no words. The only things that are on them are the symbols that you saw, the blue ribbon shape, which as you've looked in the water, you notice that you also have a similar shape on your sort of coming down from your left temple. The crossed quills, the only thing that you see them on are the pens and the inks and stuff like that.
Does the blue ribbon on my face, is it a tattoo or is it a piece of hair?
So as you sort of rub it, it's a tattoo. You can sort of feel it's slightly bumped where the ink has gone into the skin. You can sort of feel that the texture is a little bit different, but it's not rubbing off.
What does my skin feel like?
Very tough and coarse. As you sort of pat yourself down and you sort of feel yourself, you almost feel like you would, had they not been blunted, prick yourselves on the small protrusions over your body.
And then I will look upon our tiny companion and say, I remember nothing and no one. I don't know where I am or who you people are.
I suspect that river might have something to do with it.
Would we have a feeling of what that river is?
We saw him drinking.
Yeah, but
And
like,
he
as in,
forgot immediately what he said.
as in, would we have a strong enough cultural connotations? Like, is this a thing that in our respective cultures,
see.
a strong enough, like, this is the river of the thing that you do not ever go into or something, or you go into if you're dead or some shit, or would we just not have a memory?
Give me a second, I'll see if anyone has any immediate knowledge of that kind of thing.
Yeah, we must be able to keep some knowledge from before, because otherwise the history stat becomes useless.
Unless somehow you start remembering.
Yeah, maybe
Slightly
it
builds
back.
back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have like a strong connection, you may be able to recount something, and you may get some vibes or like small bursts as you
Something,
recognize him, sort of like a muscle memory-esque sort of thing. If it's something that you have a strong connection with.
Come on, book nerd.
But I don't believe any of
You
you.
could still be a book nerd. Have you checked?
Have you looked at these muscles? Do they look like
Are you
muscles?
saying historians can't have muscles? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're saying, Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle.
I mean, from personal
The
experience,
historian.
no. Absolutely not.
But none of you have any strong connotations towards this
Okay.
river.
Whilst they're discussing this, I will go back to you. I'm trying to figure out what that smell is in my bag. You said there was a sweet smell.
Yes, it seemed to have been coming from that letter.
Oh! Because I'm like looking around the bag, see if there's anything else, and then I realize it's the letter, and I'm like,
It's the only strong smell when everything else is
Taken out.
sulfurous and eggy.
Yeah, I'll put that back.
Say, oh look, she's got a note. That could be useful.
Perhaps it's private.
Well, I think given the circumstances.
I would actually agree with. I would
Nothing's-
agree with my new friend.
Nothing's really private if we can't remember anything, is it?
Exactly. If you don't know who you are, then it doesn't belong to you. Right?
That's very
Well,
newest logic.
if that's true, I'm sure you'd happily hand over your locket to someone else.
But who else looks this good?
When
He does have
When-
physical ownership of the appearance.
when they do that, does the chain tattoo also appear on the child in the picture? Or no?
The chain tattoo is not on the child.
Is the chain tattoo in the picture?
No,
The chain
that's
tattoo
okay.
is in the picture, yes.
Okay.
Wait,
So
what?
Because he's in the picture.
I'm in the picture as well.
there's like mother,
Oh, I
father.
thought you were the child in the
Are you
picture.
checking out your...
Oh, the other child. No, sorry. When
Yeah.
I said the child, I meant you. I
You-
thought you
oh,
were
yeah,
a
yeah.
child. in
No, there was
it.
another
Oh.
child with...
Oh, okay, yes. So
That's
you've also got the
pictures,
tattoo in the
So you realize now that
Right.
yeah, the tattoo.
Okay. Well, I still want to have a look at those letters.
Are you inspecting your marking?
Oh yeah, I will.
Well, I have
Um,
some letters.
As you move your hands across it, it's sort of like a very coarse texture. It doesn't look as defined as the markings on your companion's face. It's as if it's part of your skin, but it isn't. It kind of feels like a scar tissue.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
I'm not sure this is a tattoo. I mean, I think that's a tattoo.
Can I perceive the skin and try to determine like is it actual like mark?
You can investigate it.
I will try and investigate it.
Roll me an investigation. Do you have your investigation or not yet?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
Wow.
Everyone's gonna have
dramatic.
one this session, eh?
I investigate nothing.
Investigate nothing. Your investigation is a +1.
I
You
am
really
not an
investigate
idiot.
nothing.
Yeah.
My
That was a
legs are
2 in
bare, aren't
total.
Pardon?
they? My legs are bare, aren't they?
No, you've got tattoos.
You've got.
No, I
Oh.
mean so that you can see tattoos.
Oh,
not
Yes.
trousers.
So that I don't have to lift anything to see. Because if we're inspecting tattoos, I might be.
And you had some writing on you, didn't you?
Yes.
Um,
Kamdar.
You
Yeah.
had like
I'm gonna.
some letters. Yeah.
Or Red Mac.
As you
Was that the letters?
I won't interrupt this, but I will be
Camdar,
quietly
Red
just sort of,
Camdar or Red
inspecting
Mac.
myself.
as you roll up your
Three rounds
sleeves,
they go.
Red Mac.
the
Red Mac.
markings that you
Durkin.
saw on your left hand, on your left arm, you saw the letters.
Was it CAM or was it DE?
R.
The left hand one it has DER.
Okay.
As you roll them up, you can see that it says Oleander. OLEANDER.
It's a
Interesting.
And as you roll up even further, you can see that detached from that, you have BRIGHID.
rigid.
And as you feel over it, it does not feel like your legs. This is almost a fresh cut into your skin. And as you pull up your other sleeve, the one that had
CAM?
CAM, it looks, and you pull it up, and you've got CAM, and it continues ALUS.
I heard that in my head. It's
Camel.
camels.
Camellus.
Camellus.
As you scroll up even further, you have, in a separate almost word, ARAWN. Aron.
I'm guessing we can see as this is happening. If she's.
Unless she's hiding it, yeah.
Are you doing it?
I'm not hiding at
Okay.
all.
Those are some interesting markings.
That is definitely scar tissue.
That is definitely scar tissue.
I don't imagine that these are lovers. Awkward.
Oh, you've been very busy.
They
if
might
they are.
be.
Can I look to see if I can tell which, like, what angle they were inscribed at to try and figure out if you did it to yourself?
Yes. If you can roll me a...
Medicine?
Well, it wouldn't be a medicine. I would...
My medicine's not going to be great, so...
I would probably say... It would just be a straight intelligence roll to see if you can determine sort of the angling of it. Your intelligence modifier is a +4.
Ooh. That's an 18.
Mine's a +3. I think.
Is that intelligent?
The way that they're written,
Oh, very nice.
it's up on the left and down on the right, so that you can almost sort of read it yourself. However, you wouldn't be able to write it with both hands in the same way. You would have some discrepancies in using your right and your left hand to engrave it on each arm.
But I might have asked them to do it.
I mean, and I don't think I would ask to see your hands. I'd just be like, Let me see. Well, it doesn't look like you did this, or at least you've got 2 very steady hands if you did.
Did somebody have a pen, a calligraphy?
But it looks like you can read
I write
it.
something? Is it my writing?
I will hand over a inkwell.
That's not a bad idea.
You have some parchment. The other person that has parchment over there. So if one of them gives you some parchment, you can try and write.
And I'm just gonna... I've already forgotten what the names are. Can somebody just read them to me? Because I don't want to copy. And I'm just...
OLEANDER.
And I'm just gonna write.
And as you write it, it does not appear to be the same handwriting.
And this was definitely done to you then.
Granted, one does not write the same with a knife as with a quill.
Could we
That's
all
true.
attempt to perhaps write the same word in the same parchment side by side and see if one of them match?
Knife or quill?
I think we start with a quill, perhaps.
And as you do so, all of you write out the name. Are you particularly actually trying to copy it, or are you just doing it naturally?
The one with the trying.
You are actively trying to replicate the writing.
Yes.
Okay.
Such a shit stir.
In which case, you can roll me a calligrapher tools check. Your
I don't know tools.
you get to add your proficiency to the roll.
10.
So your proficiency is +2, so that is a 12.
No, sorry.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah, 10 in total.
Oh, 10 in total. You try to replicate it, and you do a reasonably good job, but some of the, the flicks, you over-accent the flicks a bit, so it doesn't quite look right, but it's definitely the closest that anyone has done.
Huh.
Perhaps you.
Perhaps. And then I write it down naturally.
And it's not the same.
But if you did this to me, it must have been a long time ago. Because I can tell this is old.
This is fresh.
This is fresh.
Somebody could try and investigate it and do a medicine check to determine how fresh.
Can I assist with that?
But it's not the same as the scar tissue on the neck.
I would like to do that.
You're doing it on yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case roll me a medicine. Your modifier for that is a +4.
So that's a 19 in total.
So that is a 19 in total. In which case, maybe 2 days, a day. It's very, very fresh. It's not bleeding. It's as if when it was done, it was almost cauterized at the same time. but it is very fresh.
So I get the sense that this
So
was
it's bad.
done professionally or very carefully.
It is a very good writing. Like, it is almost beautiful in how it is written on you, rather than, somebody, trying to scratch it in whilst you're screaming in pain with your roll. It's almost as if it was branded on you.
Does it seem like a branding, or does it seem like an engraving?
It looks like it was written.
Yeah. I don't know who did this, but I just get the impression that I probably allowed them to do it.
Yeah, it looks way too neat. doesn't
You
it?
are part of something you believed in very, 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 very hard.
Yes, I don't think I'd really want that on my skin.
Says you got a chain round your neck.
Well, I'm not sure that this was really my idea. Who gets a chain around their neck? It's not really good associations with that, is there?
Unless you are into it in the bedroom.
Oh,
You're a charismatic fella.
maybe I am.
I'm not saying that's the case, but we did have some issues with memories and losing them. Could it be that you engraved something in your own body so you wouldn't forget it?
Oh. Maybe you knew you'd be coming here.
Why would I engrave it on my own body? Why wouldn't I just leave myself a note?
Notes can be lost, destroyed.
Well, lots of you have notes on you.
But we didn't know
We,
we'd get to keep them.
We have no idea why we're here.
Perhaps the names meant something much stronger than what writing can provide.
I just don't think I would do
Right.
that to myself. But then my legs as well.
They seem to be moving.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's kind of creepy.
It's
That's
very
amazing.
subtle sort of movement in them. It's not like they're constantly rotating or anything, but they're just sort of like almost as if they're blowing in the breeze.
Shimmering along
Yeah.
the leg.
It's like a gentle.
And it's vines.
Yes.
As much as we really should be trying to find out who we are and what we are doing, perhaps we can do it in a safer environment. Not
Yeah.
right next to the river in which we could potentially accidentally fall into and then forget this entire episode had ever happened.
Who's got the bag?
I do,
The special bag that holds things.
Can I have that?
of course.
I'm gonna with a strap and just scoop up as much water as I can.
That's not.
What are you
Why?
doing?
Could come in handy.
He's
What if I
not-
do a bad performance?
Did you touch the water?
No. Who are you?
Did you just splash us all?
It would be hard to do it without putting your hands in the water.
All right.
Does
We
any
put-
of us have
when
a
you-
flask or an implement
Yeah.
that could
I
perhaps
think we
just
all
a
do.
small
We've got
vial?
like
Yeah.
storage packs, right?
You've got some water flask as part of your.
Then I would just say perhaps a vial or two rather than a bag that could be quite useful for other things.
Very well, very well.
I'm not sure any of us should take some of that.
He raises a good point in that it's a very useful
It
tool.
would be quite
But it's
useful.
also useful if one of the group wants to rob us in the middle of the night and
That is very true. Then
take
that
the
means
rest of our memories.
Well, then I should have it. Being clearly the most responsible and
you
trustworthy.
have a chain tattoo around your neck.
perhaps two of us should
Because
stay
I had to
guard
be-
overnight.
held
not-
back because I was
not
such
these
a
two.
great and upstanding figure.
Then one of the
Maybe.
Only together.
Maybe.
yes, perhaps. But in any case, we should find a place to stay, safe place to stay first.
Which of us? I was just going to say, which of us feels like they perhaps have an affinity with nature and finding good spots for rest?
Well,
You're
I
quite
I appear to
Herbie.
be covered in vines.
And that shield, it looks like you just pulled it out of a tree.
Although
Yeah.
saying that, I'm not seeing many vines or trees around here.
I actually think it looks like someone's done a very good job, and even though it is a little bit rough and ready, I think it looks very nice.
Indeed, it does.
Quite rustic.
Thank you.
Well,
I was being sarcastic.
Yes.
I'm going to take some of this water. And which way shall we go? I see horrendous faces, iron castles, desolate ruins.
Perhaps just up the hill.
What about this body first?
Oh yes, that
What
one.
about it? The remains? Is anyone...
Can we try and fish it out?
It's not in the water.
Oh,
it's on
There was a
the-
key on the body, wasn't
There
there?
was a key on the body.
Oh,
Wanna
pick
just,
up
like,
the key
inspect
and
the
have a
body?
look.
Okay.
Leave the entire plot behind.
As you inspect the key, it is a relatively mundane looking key. As you sort of fondle it in your hands, it's made of a very coarse iron. It's not refined, it's not beautiful, it looks practical. But you don't see any locks anywhere around.
Can we loot the body?
What about the pouch that was in the body? There was a pouch in the body as well, wasn't there?
There was indeed a pouch. So as you rifle through this pouch, you sort of open it up, and you can see that inside is some coins.
Sorry, pal, you won't need them.
And on the faces of all of these coins, you notice that the engraving is of a very fiendish looking face. It almost gives you a sense of calm, but simultaneously a sense of fear. But these coins are made of gold, and there are 70 of them in
I
this
pocket
pouch.
some coins.
Or do you do that with us all watching?
I do.
Whoa.
You got a key.
A key's probably not worth 70 gold
We
coins.
can
Depends
sort this
what's
out.
Well, maybe then we can
inside.
split the 70 amongst the rest of us. That seems reasonable.
That
But
does sound
I
fair.
did find them.
Well, I think
Find.
first thing we need to decide is, are we gonna all stick together? Is it every man and woman?
I would like
them for
to
themselves?
stick with my new friends, as in I would like to not be stabbed by whatever is lurking out in these many menacing places.
I quite agree with that.
Better the enemy you know.
Exactly. None of you have shown a proficiency for stabbing anyone yet?
No, just
And then
taking
I'm going
our
to, in
memories.
response to that, I'm going to take out my rapier and be like,
I'll take out my rapier.
I
My
don't.
rapier.
Three musketeers!
I don't have weapons. Fine. 11 coins. 11 coins. 11 coins. 11 coins. 11 coins, and the rest is mine. Are we in agreement?
How much does that leave him?
More than 11.
55. Yeah.
We have nowhere to spend it on currently, and we wouldn't
mean,
know
at
what to
least we
spend
can
it on
still
in the
do
first
math.
place.
Okay.
Yes,
That's something.
that's an important fact.
Can I look
We
at
are
the body
intelligent.
to see how the body died?
Yes, you can roll me a medicine check.
So let's.
Can I assist with said medicine? No, never mind.
No,
18 plus something.
nothing. 0.
17.
I should have guessed that really.
Yeah, so 55.
But as you investigate the
So you're
body,
15,
you
you're
sort of pour over the robes, and you
So
sort of
it
look,
begins.
and there are burn marks across this body. And then you sort of look at the strewn, scorched flesh chunks, and you can see that also amongst this other corpse that's strewn across, there are more burn marks. You feel like something fiery and quite large to explode up this one body and char the other one seems to have taken place here.
And the ship, the bits of wood from the ship.
They are also smouldering.
I wonder if we were attacked.
We definitely came here on a boat then.
Well, we were in the water.
Mm.
This has been on fire. That has been on fire. That has been on fire. Pointing at the chunks,
Many
the
chunks of
body,
boat.
and the boat.
I think that foot that I shot into the river was also on fire at one point.
Someone didn't want us to get wherever we were going.
Is there like a board on the ground, or like a plank?
Yeah, they're singed, but there are a few planks.
Can I try and use a plank to like dig the ground?
The ground is rocky and hard. As you try to do so, you sort of, with the softened wood from the burn marks, it sort of...
Right, it's really tough. I'm just gonna drag the dead body, and while discussion is happening, I will like pile rocks around it, and, like bury it.
If If I see you doing that, I would just say, do you think perhaps we shouldn't leave any proof that anything or anyone washed ashore here?
Carrying a dead body with us?
I was more thinking slide it back into the river. But if you
It is an ignominious fate, and it is not one I would like done to myself. So I will not do it on this man.
perhaps we take it down and hide it behind somewhere. I just feel like this would leave a lot of clues as to how many people survived.
You make an interesting point.
Well, whatever happens, we should do it fast. I really don't want to stick around here.
No. I will carry the body. How strong am I?
Straight up.
Huh?
Okay, it is a reasonably large body, so to try and drag it at any moderate speed will require an athletics check. So if you would like to roll me an athletics check. Nice.
14.
You have a
You should know your athletics.
I have one
plus
athletics.
1 in athletics.
You were trying to get straight strength.
Yeah, trying to get straight. Then
Should be +1.
I have no
Could
proficiency.
be -1 proficient.
But I would
Yeah.
doubt.
Seems unlikely.
Then whoever did that is a goddamn asshole.
Although if I see you dragging it, I'm like, well, that hardly conceals our trail, does it?
I may have something that can help. And I just open my book and I start reading. And you'll have to give me some time for this. But I cast Tensor's Floating Disc. We can deposit quite a bit
It's useful.
on
Does
this,
it look
construct.
like anything in particular?
Um,
Is there a very particularly noticeable Tensor's disc?
The disc itself is relatively mundane. It is just like a silvered sort of disc of force. But it does manifest itself. That does appear to be a spell that you have prepared for the day, some would say.
Very good.
When you cast that, do I feel anything magical?
Yeah, I want to see if I
You
can
want to see if you can ascertain
tap into that as
this
well. see if
magical
there's-
thing?
I'm gonna do it as
Can I
well.
get in on that?
Yeah, everyone can roll me an Arcana
Kim?
check.
I mean, sure, if everyone's doing it. You get peer pressure. and all
Okay.
that.
So
17.
you got a 17. Your Arcana is a plus
Plus
1.
20.
That's 20.
Yeah.
Cool. So 18.
Your Arcana is a plus 1.
9 for me.
Your Arcana is a plus 1.
14 for me.
And
Oh, I need to-
your Arcana is a
But that's
Oh,
still-
come on. Oh no.
plus 6.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wizard.
And your
Shit.
Arcana is
I think you might
We hit no spell book
I've
then.
got no spell book.
plus
Would
0.
have been nice.
Oh.
Could be
What was everyone's
That would
rolls?
be cruel.
No, I forgot
High
to do
intelligence.
So high.
Charisma.
But my intelligence is quite low. And I
19.
have a spell.
What do sorcerers use again?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Oh.
Maybe it's
Same.
well,
I thought
because you can
Warlock
use
is.
it.
I
so
thought
it must be
Warlock is
yours.
a teaching, but
I mean, I could have just
That's
written
wisdom
the
as well.
spells on a book and I'm not a wizard.
What was your roll?
17. So
17, 20,
Yeah.
30 or
So 21 then.
21? Okay.
it doesn't matter. 10.
10. And Monique?
Oh, sorry, lost track of Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Everyone with the exception of Kyle. Cool.
Is that because you rolled badly? Or because you don't have magic? Oh!
I got no magic. I tried twice. I gave up.
Know that this is a spell that is used to transport reasonable amounts of weight. You may have seen it before. You definitely know it's definitely magic that he is casting.
Okay. And the pieces of body are just too scattered to really do anything.
It
practical.
will take a period of time to gather them all up if you wanted to. About 20 or so pieces.
Yeah. No. Never mind.
When I try and tap into this casting thing, do I feel drawn to any of the things that I am wearing, like the necklaces, anything like that?
You feel drawn towards your instrument.
Has to be. Did I feel like I was channeling my magic through the book, perhaps through the ring, or was there another?
There was a small pouch
all parts
in
were
your bag. I can't remember if I mentioned it.
Components.
Yes.
Magical components.
Charisma was
Alrighty.
decent.
So as you cast
But
the
the
spell,
intelligence
what's the
is
components of
unreasonably
the
high.
spell?
The stat
Um,
block was weird though.
a drop of
We
mercury.
did.
So yeah, as you sort of rifle
like
through your little pouch, you pull out like a, you're like,
and the rest really.
I know what I need for this, and you sort of rummage through instinctively and sort of pull out like a small vial and go, and it sort of silvered disc appears as you sort of channel power through the mercury.
Okay. Fair. That's cool. Well, if anyone needs to put anything on this disc, it can carry quite a bit, as far as my notes indicate.
You have to sit on it.
You are light enough to sit on it. I think 500 pounds. The average person's about 100 and something pounds, isn't it?
Oh, you wouldn't mind holding on to this buddy here?
Sure. Chuck him on.
I think perhaps
I'll just like lay back.
one more person may be fine,
I'm alright to walk.
but not much more than that.
I take a seat.
I can fly.
I walk.
Can I have a look at my feet? I know my hands are bandaged, and so is my torso. Am I wearing shoes?
You are wearing very soft, sort of quite thin, so that you can feel what you're walking on.
Okay.
But it protects you from the harshness of the ground.
Is the ground hot? Can I?
The ground is warm.
So I can feel it through my shoes.
You can definitely feel the warmth through it. Yes.
Okay. I don't know about everyone else, but I would like to make a move. I don't much care which direction we go, but
I totally agree.
High ground, easily defensible, and couldn't see anything coming in towards us.
Aye.
Suits me.
There is a tower over there. Way over there.
So yeah,
Do
which
that.
direction do you want to head in? So there were a bunch of hills in all directions. The main notable features that you saw, there was the large mountain that seemed isolated from like the landscape. There was the grey monolithic cube that was just beyond that. That was to the northeast. To the southeast, you had the huge pit with what you believed to be a dragon, or your companion believed to be a dragon's head with a tunnel. To the southwest was the giant tower, the giant black tower. To the east, direct, was the sort of domed column. To the northwest was the ruins, and directly to the north, which would require you to cross the river, is the castle.
Well, not that way.
Yeah.
can I do a survival check to see if I get a feeling like, yeah, the ruins are a good idea, or no, the tower is a good idea?
Yeah, to sort of instinctively what would be a good place to head towards. Roll me survival.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can I assist with also a survival?
No.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Your survival is a +3.
So that's a 13 altogether.
13. The tower is intimidating. The domed column, you're not too sure about. It's too small to see over all of the things. You just sort of see the domed top. So you're not entirely sure what it is. You do not get good feelings coming from the pit and the head. The head is intimidating. It is terrifying almost. In the fact that it's so large that you can see it from this distance away. The mountain range would be a good place to hold up. Usually they have sort of cave systems strewn into them. The monolith, it doesn't have anything intimidating about it. It's just a large grey sort of cube, almost. And the ruins, if they're ruined that much,
They might be empty.
they might be empty. but what might have also ruined them.
Mm. So where are the mountains again? Which
The
direction?
mountains are towards the northeast,
And the cube thing is
just beyond the mountain.
beyond the mountains. So it must be huge,
It's pretty big.
like to be seen beyond the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's not like the mountain is slightly to its side,
Okay.
and you can
Okay,
see
so
it
you're-
beyond there. But with your like perception, you're able to determine it's further away than the mountain is.
Okay.
But
We
it's
also-
not obscured, and it's not bigger than the mountain.
We also don't know exactly how far away these mountains are.
You have no idea. You've tried to sort of ascertain a distance, and it's almost impossible because it's just constantly shifting.
Are all the hills like sparse the same as everywhere else? Is like
They tend to be more clustered. You feel like there's like a large, almost ring of mountains surrounding you.
and also I meant more as in like resources wise. Is like, are there any trees growing in any particular hills?
There
or
are no trees
there's just
whatsoever.
completely
It is
barren
just
everywhere.
completely barren everywhere.
Cool.
You can see that the river that you were going, if you sort of look out, it spans towards the east and it spans towards the west, and it's windy and long.
Would my wisdom have a reasonable assumption that if you follow a river if you follow upriver, you tend to find civilization?
You can roll me a survival check, see if that's an instinct that you have.
16.
Your
Plus.
modifier for that is a +3.
I have
Also considering
19 total.
we've probably come in by the river. We want to get out by the river. Well, we want to get out. So maybe going back the way we came, upriver, is a good idea.
Well, we don't know that we came from upriver. We could have been paddling.
Could have been gone along.
That's true.
But-
Do we have it if we... Sorry, I'll let you resolve this.
19 in total.
So with your 19, places that you may have been or known, you usually find that if you go and follow the river itself, you tend to go down towards usually a larger pool. It usually ends up in somewhere. If you follow it up, it usually takes you to slightly elevated ground. A lot of places tend to use those for water supplies and stuff because it's fresh. Usually there's something that's causing that water.
I suggest this movement that we move up the river and at least up into one of those hills. Would it be which cardinal direction would be going if we follow the river?
If you follow the river
Upstream.
you'll be heading towards the east.
Which was
Which is the mountains.
The mountains are sort of northeast. But it's-
Perhaps the end goal should be the mountains, but in the meantime we make for the hills.
Good idea.
Sounds like a good plan.
And
Jenny?
before we leave, I just want to check the boat. Is there anything I can tell about the boat? Which way was? I know it's smashed to smithereens, but like which way it was oriented? Like see, like if the
do me an investigation check.
bow. 9.
Your investigation is +1.
Right.
It's really hard to tell, as you said. The ship has been smashed, and what the prow of the ship. It's a very rudimentary built ship. In fact, you have it's not really a full-on ship, but it's almost sort of like a row boat.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Follow the river
Let's make a
Follow the
move.
river.
into the hills. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
How quickly do we walk?
Let's have a look at what everyone.
Do we find someone charging ahead, or one of us is
What I'm just
slower?
trying to figure out now.
So are we going to only find out our hit points by dying? Is that by going down?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my
We
god.
keep taking hits.
Or
and you're
when we level up, we'll be able to know how much we've added to it.
Yes.
So
if
then
you,
we'll
if
be
you
able
level
to-
up before
Unless
you
people
start
rolled
dying,
for it, though. People rolled for original stats, then you went.
That's true.
the way that I'll do it is if you do level up, I'll tell you what your core is so that you can
Okay,
add
that makes
to the
sense.
top of that. But if you die before then, you'll find out first.
Yeah.
So everyone walks at the same pace.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
as
Well, I
our
fly
friend
at
flies,
30.
Mhm.
Do I walk at presumably not 30?
You do walk at 30.
What?
What? She's OP.
This is a speedy tiny thing.
You're so cute.
and if we set, if we were to set a sprint race, who would go first? Who would have the initiative in this
Are
race?
you challenging one of us?
It's just a small test of ability. Perhaps later when we have the chance to have some food and rest.
Yes, we should conserve resources first before we find out we might need them.
We head east.
East towards the hills.
Okay. So,
Can I try and cover our tracks as we go?
yes. How are you trying to cover your tracks?
What's the ground like?
The ground is a coarse red stone.
So like sand covering over or anything like that? Like little bits of grains?
You'll probably have small granules. It's not like a sandy thing,
So
but
it
there
just-
would be dust.
Oh.
It's died.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment. Just
Thank you, Alex, for letting us know that the player cam just went offline.
Was that just now?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. We're learning so many things today.
But we need to have a charging cable.
Yeah, that we know. Now we know how long a battery lasts.
Not long.
No.
I guess it's not meant for
Put it in towards
continual
you.
video though, is it?
Towards the door first. There you go, inside it. I was like, what is that noise? I thought it was the
Sorry.
camera. No, it's
It's me,
fine.
sorry. Probably awful for
Yeah, that's gonna pick up.
I remember what everyone had in their bags.
I'm
We
dying
may
to
have
look.
to remove it and re-add it again, like we did last time, or change it.
The music is so spooky.
Sounds pretty accurate to this place. to be honest.
We're in hell, boy.
Why is it not showing up? Oh, come on, OBS, do me a
There we go.
There,
There we
we go. And
have a look.
we're back.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You?
Oh, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Right.
So initially, I'll try and see if I have any kind of utility spells to help, like maybe something that creates a little gust of wind to kind of disrupt the sand or anything, or I can't think of any other things, but something like that. And then if that
What's
fails,
the
then I will
pres-
resort to physical
Control
means.
water of something like
Yeah.
create water or prestidigitation.
I don't know what that does. It does like 8 things.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy is the one that creates a small gust of wind, right?
There's
No,
quite a
that's-
few things that
there's
do
quite a
small
few.
gifts of wind, because
There's-
Druidcraft I think can as well.
Thaumaturgy is definitely like
Yeah, in those gusts.
throw your
yeah.
voice, make your voice really loud.
And like
Our D&D
close
knowledge is
wind,
fantastic.
turn, like blow out candles and
Yeah.
light little candles. Stuff like that.
Yeah, thaumaturgy and prestidigitation have like some. They're pretty close to each other, and maybe some overlap.
I am not able to do any of that.
I probably, yeah.
I
So-
might try the same thing as well.
Yeah.
because I'm feeling a little magical,
Okay.
so I'm gonna
Fabulous and magical.
Fabulously magical.
magical.
Or magically fabulous.
So as you try to, you close your eyes and you sort of focus, you do similar sort of hand gestures as you saw your companion when they summoned this thin disc, and you sort of trying things out. You focus and you're like, and nothing seems to be happening to try and cover this track. You focus, and as you do so, you kind of cause a very tiny little in the ground, and it sort of shifts some of the dust
Level 1 spell.
over, and you have cast Thaumaturgy.
Nice.
Ooh.
So it's not a spectacular
Yeah.
effect. You just sort of reshifted the dust that you sort of
something
stepped through. But it's a moderate.
It's not going to be a good follow a good tracker, I guess. But
No. But if somebody was just trying to find footprints in the ground, they would have to definitely try and find it rather than notice it conveniently. Okay. So as you travel up a hill heading towards the east, you head up to the top and dragged 20 feet behind Philippe's character is this disc that's slowly. So you're a good 20 feet on this disc behind everyone who's walking at a similar pace.
I'm gonna. I'll look backwards. I'll be with my legs hanging off the back of the disc, and I'll be playing the violin.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution check to see how you react to traveling backwards.
Ooh, 14.
14. Your modifier.
Is this like a Constitution save?
Yes, is +0.
Okay. So 14 total.
14 total. And yeah, it's a little bit unsettling to begin with. You're not used to, or you feel like you're not used to traveling backwards. Normally when you walk forwards.
Yeah.
So it's a weird, and it's also surprisingly smooth transition. It's like, rather than bumping, because it's floating above, it's sort of just gently altering itself as it goes up and down, and
So it's almost more like being on a boat than being on a cart.
yeah, and it only ever does so when you've got like large rocks. If it's just like a uneven terrain, it's just a little bumpy.
Yeah.
It's very, very smooth.
And what am I, as I'm playing and I'm sort of singing to myself, what am I singing about? I'm going to sing like the first sort of song that comes to my head. What kind of thing am I singing about? Am I singing about great deeds? Am I singing about like...
Ooh, interesting. Let's have you roll a history check to see if you can pull together some notes that you might have heard at some point.
16.
Your history is a +3.
+3.
Intelligent.
Okay.
So as you're strumming along and you're like feeling,
I can +1 with proficiency.
as you're as you're strumming along and you're feeling, the vibes of what you're playing, the words that instinctively come to your mouth are open. You sing a song about the open road and grassy hills.
I hear the song, and I'm enjoying it. Once he does the first verse, on the second time he goes for the same verse, I try to join in to see how good I do.
Like with the chorus.
Join in on the chorus.
Oh, the chorus,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Do me a performance check then.
And
Oh no.
That's a natural one.
I was gonna say, as
There's
as
no
I
critical
hear this, I
failures.
say, everybody sing along if you know the words, and then most of you sing along if you know the words.
I'll try.
Sure, I'll go ahead.
Anyone that does want to sing can roll me a performance check. Your performance modifier is a +1.
No,
No, Philippe.
Ooh.
it's just a bit dry and sulphurous down here.
So 2.
Your performance is a +3,
Yeah.
Kim.
So
Ooh.
you've got something in your throat.
Monique, your performance is a +6. And
That's not bad.
your performance is a +4.
Mine.
Damn.
Oh.
And I tried as well.
And you tried,
Someone's trying
your
to knock me
performance
off the
is...
trail, I think.
0.
I'll make him a wizard, but I'll make him a shit wizard.
Your performance is a +0.
Fair enough. I'll teach you.
Fair enough.
I got a 15 on my
That's really
performance.
interesting.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of vibe along with it. Roll me a performance check as well, Josh, just to see how good lead you are in trying to get people to follow you.
Can I use this as bardic inspiration on myself?
Bardic inspiration does not affect yourself.
Oh, it doesn't affect yourself?
It doesn't,
Okay. See,
unfortunately.
first time I've played a bard, I didn't know that.
Yeah, only like I think when you reach a certain
Really high
level
level.
with a specific
Okay.
Subclass,
bard
I
or
think.
something like that. I don't know.
Natural 20!
Wow.
Oh my god!
You've
that-
got your performance
God, I'm
modifier
good.
already, I think. So yes, you're playing, and you're in,
26.
you're leading the charge, and you do it in such a way that the words are easy to follow and listen.
Amazing.
I'm modifying it on the go. Like there's a few bits that are like a little bit too fast, and I notice some people stumbling. So next time I go into the chorus, I'm like enunciating more and slowing it
Yeah.
down and putting a few little different lyrics.
I'm
in so everyone
changing
can-
from singing to humming.
As you start to sing, it's bad. It's real bad. You probably never sang in your life. You can't harmonize. Your voice of plummets and pitches as you go high pitched, and you're like, oh, this is. You sound like a cat squealing. So you go low pitched, and you just.
We
can't find your range.
got the idea, guys. We got the idea. I'll go to humming.
Can I
Strength
fly
save.
over and reassure him and be like, that's really good try.
Do
really
not
good."
patronize me.
No reception.
Oh.
Yeah, you can try and roll a deception. Oh, before you do that, what was everyone's
I got my
performance?
insight already.
Oh yeah.
13 plus 4, 17.
17. You had
I had a 15.
15,
Plus 4.
12.
12,
Dirty 20.
dirty
Plus 4.
20.
Yeah.
Wow.
performance.
Are you doing it?
Ah,
Um,
charismatic.
So
We're gonna
yeah.
form a band.
everyone except for
Oh, yeah.
Philippe's character.
No, you can create magical effects.
Yeah, you're the roadie.
You'll be a dancer.
Because you've also got the disc, so you carry like the drum kit and all this like yeah, absolutely.
Philippe like, this is
You're
the
the
wizard I wanted to
manager.
Oh,
You're
you
the
can,
pack
you
mule.
can sort out our contracts. Your calligraphy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Write the posters as well.
Everyone, with the exception of Philippe's character, managed to get some level of harmony. Some are better. Some of them are like matching the pictures, and you're sort of harmonizing. Whereas some of you are, just sort of giving a sort of base. You can't match the pictures, but you're giving a good core level of sound. Roll your deception check for me.
So good. It was so good. That's a 9.
You have a +4 on that.
And could I
okay,
reply by
yes, no.
saying, I really appreciate your kindness. I really appreciate your kindness.
Maybe just the volume down a little bit.
To deceive her.
Yeah.
Thinking that I'm actually being kind.
You know that you're bad.
Yeah.
Um,
This is so patronizing that I'm trying to be caustic towards you.
But your deception, if you want to roll it, is a +1.
13.
13.
Rogue.
If you also both want to roll me an insight to see how you feel about each other's lies.
Oh! I know it doesn't count, but I got a natural 20, so that's 24.
Of course it counts.
That's
Yours is a 24 because you've done an insight before.
yeah, but it still makes it high, doesn't
It
it?
does make it high. You know that he's being disingenuous. He knows that he's bad, and
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then I'm gonna just zip off.
Like batting with your wings a little.
I look at my book and then I close it and put it back.
And then I'm gonna look over my shoulder and be like,
Can I pick out any of the notes that I'm hearing from my bard friend and like because when I play ukulele, I can like see what's a C and a D with my fingers.
Okay.
Can I? Because I've got the lyre
Mhm.
that's attached to the bag that I have.
Mhm.
Do I feel like I know what note it is?
yeah, roll me a perception. He's doing it reasonably fast, so let's see if you
Okay.
can, pick out specific notes from the fast finger movements that he's doing.
So much for being subtle.
11.
We need a bit of cheer.
Plus
We're in a pretty down place.
Plus 3, so 14.
We are going to be a jolly.
Roll me a sleight of hand. Just, to see how fast you're doing it and whether their eyes are able to pick up on it.
13.
13.
Oh, I haven't rolled any decks yet.
Ooh.
How dexy am I?
So sleight of hand is a plus 3.
Oh, I'll take it.
So what was that? 16?
13, so 16. Yeah.
16, and what did you...
14.
14. You can pick out a couple of them. You're not able to keep up with the pace that he's strumming along.
Yeah.
Because it's quite well speeded. However, you can pick out one or two sort of notes, and you do get the impression that you have used this instrument before, and you can see, that the hand movements are specific notes,
Alright.
and you can identify a couple of them.
Nice.
But you feel you're definitely not as talented as them with this instrument.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Since I'm floating in a disc with the bard, and the bard is occupied in playing, can I try and steal something from the bard?
Okay, so you're looking behind.
I'm looking backwards.
So you're going to try and sneak up behind and then try and take something without them noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have done a stealth check before, so you know your modifier for that. So if you want to roll a stealth,
I would like the sleight of hand.
it's just to see if you can get up to him first before he notices anything.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
26.
Does anyone else perceive this?
Your passive perception... Wow.
Passive's 14.
Your passive is 14, so you know what your passive is. So, yes, you don't notice it. If anyone is concerned as to why this individual is...
I wouldn't be looking at him per se, but I would be in a state of alertness on my surroundings, just to see if anything is coming. So I'm just wondering if I would have noticed it.
I'll take your passive perception, and I'll give you your passive.
Okay, cool.
Your passive perception is 12. You do not notice.
I'm a shadow in the dark.
If anyone else is, keeping an eye out, you can roll a perception check. If you're actively keeping an eye out and you're keeping track of where everyone is. If not, then I will just take your passives.
I will be interested to know my passive because I would be like.
Yeah. So nobody is like, keeping tabs on everyone. You're just sort of keeping an eye out around the surroundings, but you're not specifically keeping tabs on everyone. Okay. You've got a lot of trust in this party so far.
Well, I'm still covering our tracks
I'm
as
super
well
stuck
as
with
we go.
him
Yeah.
still.
Okay.
Or just not really caring if anyone gets left behind, which isn't great.
No.
That's fair. So, Monique, your passive perception is a 10. Kim, your passive perception is a 13.
Okay.
And your passive perception, Alex, is a 12. None of you notice the hardened skinned individual breaking away from the group to slink 20 feet behind. As you sneak up behind them, can you roll me a sleight of hand?
15.
15. Your modifier for sleight of hand is plus 4.
Good enough.
Nice.
So, 19 in total.
19 in total. Yes, that definitely again. keeps
What did you
everyone-
have in you again?
I'm not playing my pan flute, so that'll be in there. I've got a rapier. My locket's on me, so you wouldn't be able to, unless you were working real hard for that. I do have a bottle of mystery
River water.
River water.
And there's a pouch with makeups, fabric scissors, and a dagger.
Yep, and 11
right?
gold.
Oh,
Ooh.
Can I... I'm going to try and take the rapier off his belt.
Okay. You managed to pull the rapier out.
Is it noticeably different in style compared to the other rapiers around?
Hits.
Is it fancy?
as I perceive it.
It's not exceptionally remarkable. It's just your bog standard rapier.
Nothing garnish about it. Nothing.
Nothing spectacular.
Nothing garish about it.
Or garish. It's an implement of self-defense.
change.
Okay. As he's playing, I will just kind of like walk slowly into his vision, as he's kind of backwards, just casually inspecting his weapon.
Oh, saucy.
I want to, if I see this, well, I assume I do, I'm going to change my song. So the next verse is about a thieving cad who got what he deserved, and his ghost is haunting the graveyard where he was buried.
I will
Just like without skipping a beat, just as I see it, just...
I will smirk and put it back on his belt, and with a very poignant tug.
Yeah. So the rapier has been replaced.
And then the next verse will be about the ghost. The ghost has been dispelled and has been forgiven of its crimes.
I love it.
That's amazing.
Awesome. So, as you continue traveling and you reach the top of the hill, are you sort of resting at the top of the hill?
Well, have we found any like little depressions or anything like that we could just push this body off? So it's not down near the river, it's somewhere where it's not going to be found up in the hills. We don't have to carry this body too far, do we?
Probably not. Just somewhere away from.
Just so it's, yeah.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a survival to see if there's a place you can just push it off of the thing?
10?
10. Your survival is a +2.
Can I try with a perception?
No. You're trying to find somewhere that's... the landscape is relatively very monotonous. There's the occasional hill, you can maybe push them down the hill and they'll sort of roll into the river. But as you've travelled for a couple of hours, there doesn't appear to be any remarkable surroundings where you are.
Right.
You also notice that because you've travelled a few hours, there doesn't seem to be a sun or anything that's marking any form of passage of time. It's all very...
How tired do we feel? What is our constitution like?
The heat is very overbearing. You do start to dig up a sweat. You haven't travelled quite long enough yet in order to sort of feel weary. You kind of feel a little rested after having washed up. Like you may have been there a while. You're not sure.
Was it salt water or fresh water?
You didn't drink it.
Even if we did.
But you don't remember drinking it.
No. You wouldn't remember.
Our clothes don't smell of salt or anything?
You have an overwhelming smell of sulfur.
Oh yeah, everything
That
smells of
is
sulfur.
everywhere around you.
Except for her letter,
Except for your letter.
which is quite a remarkable feat.
It's stored within the bag. So, the bag is sealed
Yeah.
and it's just pervading the smell in the bag, and you open the bag and it sort of wafts up towards you. Are you resting at the top of the hill?
Is there another hilltop that we can reach? within
There's
reasonable
quite a
time?
lot of them. As I say, it sort of rolls up and down.
I feel like we continue.
Drop the body off here and keep going.
Yeah, sure.
Can I try to go to the disc when we find the place and try to lift the body and use my strength to push the
Roll
body
me a
off?
strength athletics.
I'll give him a hand, and I'll, like, as I'm sitting on the disc, I'll push with my foot.
Okay, do it with advantage. If you're doing it on your own, then you would have been able to roll it, because you're helping somebody do it. You have advantage.
9.
A 9, you have a plus...
Come on, what's wrong with it?
3
Strong wizard.
That's a strong wizard.
Athletics, yeah?
in athletics. Yes.
Someone really
Hey,
Although
tried.
that could be a
Could be +1.
it could be a +1 with
proficiency.
proficiency.
We'll leave it there for now.
But that's interesting.
I
So
didn't
that-
think about doing people's skills to try and throw them off. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I have I think I have +3 int, so
What is that skill array? Someone really must have hated you.
yeah. I feel like I know who made my character now.
Oh shit.
So 12.
12. It takes you a bit of effort, and the heat is just bearing down, and you start sweating as you're
But I do it.
trying to lift up. But you do manage to do it.
Good.
This thing is very gaunt and skeletal. It doesn't actually weigh a significant amount.
I feel a sense of achievement anyway.
you feel a warmth go over you. Like, I'm good. I'm a good boy.
All right, I can't actually travel on my disc. I need to move in front of it. So
Yeah.
someone else wants to.
As the
travel.
body is dumped, I will try my best to put it in somewhat of a respectable condition, even though it's going to be left out of the elements.
Arms crossed
Yeah.
like this.
Do I have any kind of religious inclination?
Well,
towards this?
let's find out. Roll me a religion check.
That's a 2.
You have a +1. You don't remember any particular rituals for any sort of deities or burial rites. You're just like cover the body and it's less likely to get attacked and scavenged. With your survival check.
Would I? Can I have? Basically, I want to put 2 coins on his eyes and 1 in the mouth, and I will do that.
Okay.
Just out of amusement.
Okay. Mark 3 gold off of your gold.
Cool.
Okay.
Can I sneak back later and steal them?
Yeah, so are you leaving this hill or are you
Also,
continuing?
as people carry on, I will be like, oh, there's I can see some of our footprints still. I'm gonna go.
Well, that depends on if everyone's moving on
true,
or whether
yeah.
you're staying at the top of the hill.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I see what you mean.
Moving on.
You are moving on?
Yeah.
You're just going to keep on going
unless
until
we're
you
really
start
tired,
to
I
feel...
think,
Yeah.
we just
Tired.
keep
Push
pushing.
In which case, yeah, you can... Well, you're not even trying to sneak off. You just say, I'm going to go and...
Well, yeah, I'm gonna, just say I'm going back off, but then I will sneak towards the body, if that makes sense. They'll say, oh, I'm going back, but then
Yeah.
try and... I don't want them to think I'm going towards the body.
Well, because of the way that you're travelling, you travelled where the body was. You dumped the body off and...
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it's more like if they see me just making a beeline for the body, they'll be
Yeah,
like,
Give me a
"What's she
sleight
doing?"
of hand rather than a stealth, just because you'll be going towards,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
you travelled where the body was dumped, so
17.
you'd be going back towards the body. A 17, you have...
I've already got my sleight of hand.
You got this hand, sorry.
Can I perceive that?
Only
If
passively.
you're looking for it, I guess.
I probably wouldn't be, but I haven't got my passive perception yet.
What did you roll in your sleight of hand?
Oh, 17.
17. Your passive perception, it's a 15.
Damn.
But you don't notice it.
I am a walking sentry.
Okay. So, as you're sort of travelling further and further along, and 2 hours pass, you dump the body, you travel another hour, you sort of go up and over a few more hills. Who's leading the expedition?
The guy on the disc?
Well,
With the disc,
I
I
have
have
This is
disc.
slow,
I
right?
have to be 20 feet in front of the disc for the disc
yeah.
to keep up with me.
So
So
I'm at the very back.
I
on
would
the
probably
desk.
be somewhere at the front.
Okay.
I would be behind.
You will be behind?
I think I'm towards the front. Feel quite energetic, so.
Okay. So as you're traveling over these hills, and you travel for an hour on top of the 2 hours before, and another hour, and another hour, and what is the two people in front? So Philippe and Kim. What is your purpose when you're traveling? What is it your end goal is?
I'd say maybe, make some movement upriver towards finding a village or a town or city, but also a place that we can camp out.
And what are you thinking about?
A cave.
I think I'm thinking about immediate shelter, food, water.
Yeah.
Very practical.
Cave, plants, trees, stuff that we would probably need.
I also really want to undo my bandages and sit down with all of my trinkets. So I'm like kind of antsy to find somewhere that I can like have a minute to myself.
Okay. So as Philippe, your character, sort of takes the lead for a little bit, and you sort of you swap in between the two of you as to who's sort of leading the charge, and you notice off into the distance, you notice that there are, when you're leading, you feel like you're not making as much progress. You feel like you're being slow. Like, you know, when you're moving at the same rate, you're not getting anywhere. When you're leading, you feel like you're actually making progress. It's as if sort of time is passing quicker.
Kyle, if you made my character and you made me like a natural born leader, I'm going to kill you.
Thank you, whoever made that.
Does that make it? How does that make sense? Do I sense like progress is being made even when Kim's character is leading? Or,
You have a goal.
or is it a personal thing?
She's distracted.
Okay, so it's my distraction that's actually helping us get somewhere.
So your intention is
Would I
not.
make sense of
Right
that?
there.
Yeah.
Roll me straight intelligence.
Okay.
Let's confirm this. 2.
Your intelligence is a +3. But you do not make
Confirmed.
sense of this.
Fair enough.
I mean, for a level 1, right?
For a
Plus
level
3
1
for
wizard.
a level 1, that's fine, right?
When we had an 18 available.
But there was an option for a +4.
We had a +4 or 5.
I'm smart than the
There's a
wizard.
plus.
I'm fine with this.
Damn.
Okay.
Depends on the
That was a 17 though.
race though,
16.
right?
Hmm.
I think that's the thing.
There wasn't
Depends
any-
how
don't
much you
think
want
there
to
was
build
any-
race into story.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance for a +5 though.
No.
At least a
No.
+4.
Yeah, there was a chance for
There
a
is
+4.
Yeah, so you had a 17,
Depending
a 16,
on what
a
what race you are.
Yeah.
14, a 12, 11, and a 10.
Interesting.
So a slightly above average standard array.
I would, if I maybe I don't make sense of it, but if I notice it, I would perhaps just lag a couple of steps behind.
Okay, and you sort of let them take charge. Okay. As you're traveling along, you continue for another hour. You've been traveling 6-7 hours. It's hard to track the time. There's no movement in the sky. It's just the dull red glow. After the 7th hour, Kim, you notice in the distance a small sort of figure running up and over one of the hills. It's maybe a good 100 feet in front of you, and it's really quite small. It looks like a dot in the distance as it stands at the moment, and it's sort of rushing back towards you.
Y'all, we got company.
Can I try and perceive?
You try so hard.
Is that like your last thing that you don't know? No, you've got
quite a few things.
Constitution.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and perceive as well.
You're lagging behind about 20 feet,
I think I know
and you're
it.
facing the wrong direction.
But if I hear that,
Yeah.
I'm
Y'all,
gonna
we
stand
got
up.
company.
Okay, both roll me a perception check then.
I heard you, so I'm gonna roll if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
13.
13?
18.
Okay. Your perception is a +4, Josh.
Yep.
And your perception, Kyle, is a +3.
Somewhat.
Okay. Which means my wisdom is +2. And I have. I'm proficient in perception.
That is actually interesting.
You may have a feat.
No, your passive perception should be 13, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that was way too high.
Yeah, it's just written wrong on the character
Okay.
sheet. So, as you look out the distance, and it takes you a couple of seconds to adjust your eyes, but yeah, as you look, you can see this little figure, and it is trying to make progress towards you, as quickly as it can. And are you sort of allowing it, waiting? What's everyone doing?
I'm gonna ready an offensive spell.
Okay.
I want to see.
What is your trigger?
Oh,
My trigger is this thing. This thing makes an openly hostile gesture, or like a statement, like "I'm gonna kill you," or combat starts, like other people.
If
Attack it.
I see you doing that, then I am going to make my voice really loud and say, "Halt! Don't come any closer."
Okay. Just to make you aware, if you ready a spell and the trigger doesn't happen, you still expend the spell slot.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
If I can make it a cantrip, I will. But if not, I'll make it a first level.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know if I have that ability at this stage, but
Yeah.
but I'm being resource conscious, at least with my held spell. Anything that is, let's say, like damage dealing or detrimental to them, like a debuff or something like that.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I do have to make one slight retcon. You do also have thaumaturgy.
Oh!
So when you try to do it, sorry, it's in smaller handwriting than the rest of them. So you would have been able to cause that little tremor as well.
Right, cool.
As far as preparing an offensive cantrip, your mind starts racing, and you're sort of looking at this small figure, and you're like, "This thing is tiny compared to me." And you start thinking of perhaps some sort of insults that you can say towards it.
Right, cool.
So you have readied vicious mockery.
nice.
When you shout with thaumaturgy, how far are you sort of letting this thing get? It was about 100 feet when everyone first noticed it. By the time everyone had been warned, it had travelled probably maybe 80 feet closer.
Oh, that would make it 20 feet away. If it was 100
Sorry.
feet, traveled it.
It is at
Yeah,
80
80
feet.
I think I would shout that at
As soon as you
80.
notice it.
yeah, and then if it gets to, I'd probably give it like 10 feet to stop, effectively, and if it keeps going, I'd say, if you don't stop, I'll tell them to do what they're doing. Pointing at you.
Okay. As you shout that, this thing continues to run. What you do notice, however, is coming up over the hill that it just came are four figures sort of following after it. They're larger. They're noticeably larger than this thing that's sort of coming over the hill. And they're very round.
Giant
And this thing is seemingly running away from them.
I'm going to
And it continues to run.
drop my spell.
You're going to drop your spell?
I am going to call to spread out.
And I would just say to our winged friend, could you perhaps get up in the air and see what you can see?
I'm gonna give a little salute. And just...
And the creature running towards us, so it's not really even like looking at, is it running to us, looking at us like I want to hide behind these people, or is it running like I just want to keep running?
It is running and it's noticed you, and it looks like it's like, this is something that can help me.
All right. I'll look down, say, "You tiny creature! What's that following you? They look awfully angry."
And when it gets to maybe 30 feet away, it sort of tries to shout out
projecting
towards
my voice.
you.
Yeah.
And it says, "Help me! They're after me!"
Well, that's really intimidating. Well, weapons up! And I'll get ready for combat.
And we will end it there.
Ah!
Beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That was so good.
Woo!
So many questions.
Yeah.
So many questions. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so the listeners out there, thank you for visiting us at the Hodgepodge Tavern. We hope that you're enjoying the adventure so far and will continue to listen to us.
Oh no, the
Carl's
TV's
camera is gone.
Oh
Wow.
Brilliant, brilliant.
We hope you
have
keep
sound.
on listening because that's the only thing you can do, Carl.
That is wait, you do not-
I don't know.
It's okay. Just keep talking because they can hear you.
Okay.
We'll go
Apologies.
to the credits in a sec.
Yes, thank you for listening to us, and we do all hope that you tune in next Tuesday at 7 p.m. GMT and join us. If you would like to follow us on any of our social media, we have linked into our Twitch, the Instagram. If you would like to rewatch or have a friend watch the first session, we will hopefully at some point soon be uploading the stream to YouTube. Again, I believe that the link is in our Twitch handle. We also have a website that we will be trying to link everything to. It's not fully up and running yet, I don't believe.
It's up. It's up.
It's up. So that is Hodge, Hodje.
No.
DGE.
No.
It's not?
GE, not J.
Yes. Hodge, Pod, Podge, heroes.com.
Yep.
And we'll be posting there any of the links that you require for any of our social medias, and possibly even the portraits that we have for all of our characters to view. Now, we're going to run the credits. After we have run the credits, I will be running the experience rundown. If you would like to listen in, then please feel free to stick around. If that's not really a thing, then thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week at the Hodgepodge Tavern.
Bye.
Bye.
we've now solved our technical difficulties and you can see my beautiful face again. So, we are going to do a quick experience rundown. I am implementing a experience blip system. So on top of any combat that we have at the end of the session, I'm going to be awarding what is known as a blip. That is 1/30th of the experience points that required for the highest leveled person to get to the next level. I'm going to have 4 categories. Only 3 of them are available at the moment until we figure out a few more Twitch things. And then we will allow you, the listener, to participate in doing a straw poll so you can vote for who your favourite player of the session is. So, I will begin from the top. The first category that I have is creative uses of spells or abilities to solve problems. I will put this out to the table. Who do you feel would like to nominate for the most effective and creative use of an ability?
I would say thaumaturgy up there for thaumaturgy as like a to dissolve our footprints.
Yeah.
I nominate that.
How does everyone else feel?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I like it as well because you were doing lots of like, I'm gonna try and persuade, I'm gonna intimidate, which I think.
Yeah.
In lieu of nothing else, and nothing else I can think of.
Best of the bad bunch.
This will be granted.
It's difficult for us to do right now because we don't know what
It is
abilities we
difficult.
have to
Yeah,
use
yeah.
creatively, right?
Yes. But, you know, as you're coming up with creative ideas, it does work. Your idea to cover up the tracks is a great idea. So, that will be, at the moment, the experience blips are worth 10 experience for each blip. So that will be 10 experience for you. The second blip of note is the most heroic or selfless activity, or something that helps further a party goal. And obviously there isn't much in the ways of party goals at the moment, but, you know, who was like heroic or selfless? Who do you feel might have been putting himself out there a bit more than anyone else for the purposes?
I don't think we've had much, to be honest.
We drank the water.
No,
Josh
that
did
was
drink-
stupidity.
That was really
That was not heroism.
How
We should
long
be
were you
encouraging
sitting on that
this.
joke?
Josh knew what the water was.
Yeah.
But I didn't give up much
That
for
did
that.
further, you know, in terms of information that, you know, perhaps
It was a very important
it was a
step.
very important step.
But it
so
definitely wasn't heroic.
maybe Josh should get it rather
I
than
think
the
It doesn't have to be
character.
heroic, it could be
Scouting.
selfless.
It was not
Scouting
selfless.
did was very useful, like flying up to the
Yeah, I
directions.
was
Like,
thinking
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That is actually
Yeah.
probably the most.
So much information
Useful.
we got out of that as well.
Okay. Is everyone in agreement, Alex?
Yeah.
That is 10 experience points to you.
Yeah.
And the third one that we have available is anything you felt was cool, something that doesn't fall under those categories, something that you felt was interesting and unique, how somebody reacted to something, an intangible, so to speak.
The song reaction to knowing
Yes.
that he was being robbed.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
In which case, Josh, you may take 10 experience points.
Thank you.
We haven't had any combat. The role play has been generally good across the board, so there's nothing other than, you know, what we've just stated. So that is where we'll leave the experience for the moment. However, you may have a combat next encounter, and that may rack up some experience
I
points.
think we will.
That's likely.
Unless we run.
So, again,
Fine.
thank you. If there's anyone still listening, thank you for participating, and hopefully next time we'll have figured out the straw poll, and you will get to interact with us.
Yeah, let us know who your favorite was in
Yeah.
the comments if you're
In
still
fact,
listening.
if you are listening and you want to quickly do that now, we might be able to do it without an official poll.
We'll have a look next week and see if there were any comments on the videos or anything. So
No personal biases.
Well, again, thank you from all of us for visiting Hodgepodge Tavern, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Have a lovely week.
Hey.
Oh, I have a cute thing. Why am I the worst? There we go.